Hello. So, welcome back. We will be taking our space over here today. So I was going to do the Rage Chain, but I see a group up for Grim and Barrett. So we're going to start with that today. And yes. So we're going to start with that. We're going to do a couple 14s, and then we're going to head to Sharn. So that is the plan for this evening. And we'll see how it goes. Let me pull up the right thing. Just so I'll get advance warning when it wants to run an ad on me again.
Would be greatly appreciated.
There we go. So this is as compared to last life when we were only solo and we were doing all sorts of weird quests. Even if the quest is not necessarily what would be on our standard leveling path, being in a group is almost always better than not. So, if there's a group for something that's, close to what you wanted to do, might as well go for it if there's in a group. Alright. So, we're going to go through here, we're going to go through here. And I've already forgotten my keybinds. And exhaustion. So it's slightly unusual to have the crowd control cast at this level, but it is convenient. It is more than slightly annoying to get a 30-second haha you can't move debuff cast on me. And I don't think I have a way to dispel it currently. Now, obviously it wore off, but still annoying. And I thought I was supposed to be immune to exhaustion. Or maybe I didn't take those points.
You spy a second gatekeeper portal in the corridor ahead.
Sorry, immune to fatigue. I guess fatigue and exhaustion aren't quite the same thing.
Drift down around you. The dire bear nods at the corridor ahead. The gatekeeper's gate is this way. It is protected by a large...
Perhaps I should have put up resists. Not that we're suffering too terribly much at the moment. But, it might make things slightly easier. That's a Carnage Reaper. Maybe I should be doing other things than just running straight into everything. But, on the other hand, we're in a party, so there's someone to back us up. And, of course, we haven't been punished for doing it yet, so why would we stop?
To reveal a hidden glade in the very heart of the city. A small path along the
Double Reaper.
leads to a ridge above, where the cleric's ritual is underway.
And, again, no real punishment for doing it, so why not? Ooh. Oh, I was like, oh, those are pretty high-end guys. Are we gonna get a big reward here? No, we're not.
Defiantly shouts, "Rise and defend me!" The cleric falls,
There we go.
ending the ritual and returning peace and tranquility to this small glade.
Hooray! Yeah. By this point my recall's half over, so it's probably faster to just let it finish than to go through 2 load screens. And we're off to Subversion. Hopefully Subversion does what we want it to. I look unusually dark today, but that is fine. Just like, wait a second. I thought I got my camera settings how I wanted them, but I am a little dark, and that's okay. You go to the 12. Because he didn't say subversion, he said the 12, which is, yeah. Gotta figure it out from context clues, and or, you know, existing game knowledge. But we get to come in here. This one's not bad, especially if you have D-Door, you can skip a few packs. What's I gonna... Oh, yes. Shield. That was the other thing I was going to do.
After a long march through the hidden cave complex,
And we can rage as well.
Aristocracy
How long is our rage?
says,
Almost 4 minutes now.
I have found the eldritch attractor needed for the ritual. I leave the rest of the facility.
Oh, that's right. These things are
skills.
vulnerable to insta-kills. Which is handy because they could be a little annoying to actually kill, since they have like way more health than most other stuff on their level would.
You should be honored. I'm allowing you to use a code.
And of course, you can see from the yellow numbers that they've got damage resistance, which is annoying, but again, because we're not solo, and because we do okay damage on our own, no big deal.
Or else.
But the Finger of Death is really handy.
Smiles. But it seems we have
Come on, let us in.
master. So much for your vaunted secrecy. Aratrico snapped.
This is the downside to doing that part quickly, because it's like, oh wait, we killed the guys quickly, but now we have to wait for other people to talk before we can actually get on with things. Okay. Fighting. Oh, we don't get the full AoE benefit of trying to AoE everything down because he went to the other side. Which would normally be a benefit if you weren't trying to just AoE things. But it works out. And we get to go over here. Now pick the lock on this thing before we bother. There we go. Oh, and because we can pick locks, we can also take the easy route later on in this quest, so we don't have to run around pulling levers, which is very convenient. Just... It's almost a disappointment to hit this quest if you can't pick locks, because it's just like, oh right, I gotta like run back and forth all over the place. Are we D-dooring? Okay, there we go. Some people prefer to fight. I know I've taken the fight sometimes, but that's usually because I don't have D-door.
The archway leading into the dangerous artifact.
Alright, so he's got the other crest.
Is sealed by a powerful barrier.
And we just AoE stuff down. He's got better AoE than me because obviously he's a wizard. But it does help that I am at least standing here, and they all collapse on me initially, which makes the AoE more effective. So I'm helping, even if I'm not the one doing the damage. There's a Reaper in here, and it dies. Right. Release Rage, Gear Swap, Pick Lock. Alright. Lock picking is complete. Switch stuff back, and off we go. see. We did hit elaborate parry, so even with the double pull, we're not taking too much damage. Except that there's a Plague Reaper here, so we actually are. We're actually taking significant damage. Wait, did you just dispel me? That is rude. So rude. Oh, I can't believe you would do that to me. Oh, well. Let's get our spells back on then. We really just don't want to end up level drained.
The wall in the opposite alcove shifts as the lever locks into place, revealing
oh, he's doing the optional. Do I want to start the end fight while he's still on the optional? I'll say yes. I think we can manage it. Probably. Let me get all these slod. Oh, and it's very nice that this time they actually moved to me. Last time it had one of those cases where they just decide to not move, and they're just like gonna stand there on the side, and that makes it much more inconvenient to try to AoE them down. But this time they did the right thing, and they came right to me. And of course we use elaborate parry so we don't die. Well, I say that, but we probably would have lived even without it. It all works out just fine. Turn that in. We'll see if he's got more on his list or if we're gonna separate and go do Sharn or something. Because we're not going to do this quest again. And by this quest, I mean any of the quests that use this door. They're all, we'll say, more difficult and slower than usual. Well, I guess we'll go on to our airship, just so that we're ready when he says the next place. So we can just teleport there. Because I haven't picked up all the different like teleport items, the D12 and all that sort of thing. Oh, there it is. All right, Multitude of Menace. So House C, there's no teleport to House C, so we go Marketplace. So yeah, that was it's a bit of a bug that can happen. So like if you're in mouse look mode, sometimes windows will open and you won't be able to click on them and you won't be able, and your inputs will get eaten so you can't get out of mouse look mode. And that time I managed to get out of it by hitting escape, but I have had it misbehave even worse than that in certain ways, and like I've had to actually restart the game because of it, with certain things that can happen when you I think it's when dealing with LFGs is where I found it the most, where you come in here and you create edit LFM, and like when you change something, there is a dialogue that says, there's a pop-up dialogue that'll say something along the lines of like, oh, you've made changes, are you sure you want to save? And if you do it like just wrong, the dialogue is there and you can't click on it, and you can't really do anything else, and you can't get rid of it, and it's not taking input from keyboard, and it's not taking input from mouse because you're in mouse look mode, so there is no taking input from mouse. And you can't exit mouse look mode because it's eating your keyboard inputs, so you can't hotkey out of mouse look mode. It is a mess.
What am I saying? I'll do both. Carver runs for the door while his
There we
copies
go.
turn and attack. Look, it's simple, says Carver. Yeah, the devils.
Go. We're just gonna spam all of our abilities. Spam all the abilities.
The Rakshasa. But understand this.
And we're just gonna try to cut through this stuff as quickly as possible.
Will. Or he shall feel our wrath.
2, 3. Oh, this is, I think, the optional route, because we can't go forward from here. But it's okay. It's not too slow to kill this guy. Oh, right. This way doesn't work. We need to go the other way. Because that way we can't get through the barrier. We need to go this way, and then we need to do this. There we go. Because you need to light up this one in order to get here, so we can pull that lever over there. There we go. Okay, and now we run, because a couple big strong guys are much better handled with things like Finger of Death and other stuff. And, well, okay, I take that back. We are on a good build for taking out, like, single strong dudes. But I don't feel like it. It's really what it boils down to. It's like, we could do that, but I won't. We forgot to hit Dance of Death before Whirlwind, so we're a little slow on this pack. But the trip landed, so that's nice. And, oh yeah, there is a group here, and a group down below, but that's not a big deal. If they group up, it makes it easier for us, in fact. So we'll just get here. Fortunately, we did put up acid resistance earlier, so we only take the melee damage and not any of this extra acid damage from them, like, spitting on us. For some reason, I thought that Dance of Death made you cleave through, like, everything. Like, it gave you a, like, 300 or 400 strike through. It actually gives you 200, so you hit 2 extra targets. Which is fine if you're already AoEing and you're just, like, chain cleaving everything. And we've gotten a third person in party. So that makes things even better. Even smoother, because now we have a warlock for extra tentacles. And by extra tentacles, I mean the first set of tentacles. We didn't have any tentacles to start with. Well, not in game at least. Obviously, I have tons of tentacles that you cannot see. Because I am a talented individual. And what sort of talented individual would not have tentacles? I mean, seriously. It's a basic thing that everyone needs to develop just some basic level of competency in tentacleness. Alright, I think we go this way as well. Just a counterclockwise thing. Oh, and now we're in a group, so we should actually fight. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are in a scenario where we are not the primary damage dealer. Just because well, the other classes have better wave clear than we do. They're just like, yes, we would like to... did I lock people in? That's what we needed to get around this side. And to get around here. Oh, Fear Reaper, you're really going to make it annoying for me to try to pull the lever. Yes, we dodged. Take that. Alright, and out we go. And everyone's already ahead of me because it's a group of people who are familiar with how the quest goes. So once I had already advanced it, they were like, okay, good. He's got that part. We can go to this part. I think we partied with G-Wolf again on Tuesday as well, if I recall correctly.
There you are. Told you we'd meet again.
Alright.
And just all these lovely crystals. I can make lots of copies.
Come on.
Now just imagine if I get inside the manufactory where they make these things. I would be an entire army in just a couple of hours. In my home.
There we go. Lots of damage onto the main dude.
Come on, copies. Earn
Get
your
back here.
keep. Outflank them. The numbers are with us.
So sometimes I look at these and I'm like, ooh, big numbers. And then it's like, wait, no. Not really big numbers. Like, ooh, we had a crit for like 600 or 700. And it's like, okay. But, like, as far as big single hits go, a two-handed fighting build would get you that, you know, 5 levels ago. Although that's not really fair, because when I'm two-handed fighting, I have like one of the most broken leveling weapons in the game, which is the Sword of Shadows. So it's not really a build difference with that. Then again, Volkor's Edge is pretty solid as well. So wait, are we going to the first one? Tavern Brawl? Good. Someone else asked in chat what's next, so I don't have to. It's very convenient. Now for Necro? Yeah, we can do Necro. Take me to Marketplace North. And when we go Marketplace North, we come here and we can teleport from our guild ship. Oh. Harbor. Sure. We can start Sharn. Alright, yeah. The original plan was to do Madness and then Sharn, or not Madness then Sharn, Rage then Sharn. Rage and Madness. Very different. Ranger Trainer. Advance to the next level. Just get all the stuff. Open lock. Search, spot. Swim. UMD. And bluff. Finish. Okay, so we have 2 action points, which we will spend in a moment. That's right, we're trying to get our actual crit stuff. That's a ranged attack, we don't care. Gain damage on that. Like, there's really not a lot here. So I guess we'll just take Dex. Not really a compelling tree outside of the cores, which are very, very good. Like, the Exposing Strike is very good. Obviously, we do want our what? Our crit multiplier, which we don't have yet.
You appear underwater, encased in a
We'll just
magical
put up buffs. we're probably going to take the fighting route, not the jumping route, because, well, we're not in High Reaper. There's really no point. It's not a lot faster or safer to take the jumping route. And there are a lot of traps, but they're not disarmable traps. It's all like platforming gameplay level kind of traps. So it's not like we can just disable them. Probably easier to just kill everything.
Fortunately for you, they left a trail of debris leading away from the ship when they stole the goods.
Go. I could have sworn that I did not attract this many guys, but I think we took different routes, and therefore we got different packs that joined us. Which is not a problem, because as you saw, he comes by, he pops some bursts, and they all fall down.
Standing atop a rock high above sounds the alarm. Fools, you've made enemies of the Daggermore, he croaks. More forces rush in from the caves nearby. The hobgoblin and troll on the other side of these bars don't notice your presence.
I don't know why they ran that way.
Deliver the goods. Well,
I guess I've always gone through this door and not looked back, but apparently that's just the path they take when this barrier comes in.
We'll smash them good if they don't come through. No one betrays Dusk.
Come here, you. This is what I'm supposed to be good at, is the single target stuff.
But you've survived it.
But yeah, this is why we go the kill route, because between the Warlock and the Wizard, there's more than enough AoE damage to kill things. And of course, I'm here too, but this is really more their area of expertise. Oh, that was the wrong button. I was thinking ahead, because I wanted to use that one in order to do this jump, but I was not able to.
Your search is finally over. But a snarling gnoll and her thugs stand between you and Vault's cargo.
Now, there is an exploit spot here that I've seen people use in order to make it so that they can't be attacked when doing it on High Reaper. I don't know exactly where it is because I've not used it myself. And there's certain things in this game I'm willing to exploit because the game is kind of buggy and sometimes it will do bullshit to you, so you can bullshit it back. But full on, you can't hit me here, so it like completely negates things, I think is a little bit too far. Oh, actually, we're 17. We can get our next level of Reaper points, so that's going to be nice. And yes, thank you. Sean, welcome. Alright. Spell power, range power, dex, that, more defenses, more reflexes, and I guess we'll dump more points in here just because, why not? There we go. Okay. So we wanted to get the actual quest chain thing because I think you need it in order to do flagging. Like I don't think it works if you don't talk to the original guy and you just do the quests. But I'm not actually sure on that. So maybe I'll find that out at some point. Alright, off we go. We were a little bit behind because we were doing our Reaper tree, so. We'll just pause to kill the Fear Reaper. And just do a little bit of damage on stuff as we run by, because we appear to be in that sort of group now, which is nice. Where everyone just kind of hits something where everyone hits stuff as they run by, and, well, if you are the Warlock, most things end up just being dead from that. And then whatever's left dies to whoever is next in the chain. Now, as you just saw, tentacles are a great spell for this, because not only do they deal damage, but they hold stuff inside their damage. So you can just leave it and it'll kill stuff as you keep moving. Unlike, say, some other AoE damage that when you do it, you kind of have to stand in it. Like, you can't just drop a wall of fire and expect it to work. Because, well, why would it? They're not going to stand in the wall of fire without a reason. So, in order to give them a reason, you have to stay there. But, with tentacles, their reason to stay there is they're being held by tentacles. So it's very convenient in that way. There we go. Quick 4 traps for the bonus, and we're off.
The assault on the tower seems to have ended. Now
All right.
to the terrace and learn what became of Lucien Vaunt.
And now we have to gather.
The Skycoach ahead matches the description of Lucien Vaunt. He seems unruffled by the attack.
There we go.
I have a message for you.
Says Vaunt.
The beacon belongs to me now.
That timing was a little tight. I wasn't sure if I would make it, because after you talk with him, the floor drops out and you're dropped down into cogs. Which is why you'll see people who, after they talk to him, run back over to where the chest is, because you have a little bit of time. But I used up that time, and then it was like, oh wait, I should run over there. So, it's interesting how you can optimize or unoptimize yourself in that way. Alright, we're going to put up these.
Towers loom high above, so tall they block out the night sky.
There we go.
Anyone who knows what's good for them will stay indoors
And I don't
tonight.
think there are any traps for me to do in here. Let's see, which way did he go?
And it's up to you to mop up
He went the other way, so I will go this
Despite
way.
slurred words, you've learned more about the Dask-Boromor rivalry from the poor man. You wonder what the other residents of the neighborhood might have to say. You push open the door to the apartment. The surprisingly well-decorated room
Okay,
shows signs of
let's
struggle.
kill a little bit more.
Clenches in anticipation as you near the crime scene.
Okay. That should do it. Is this the right way? This is not the right way. Oh well, we'll talk to this dude. And then we have to go over here, and we'll have our own, like, set of thugs to kill.
Doors to the gambling hall are wide open and its chairs are empty, though the nearby tables are still covered with food and drink. Looks like the customers left in a hurry. You find a crossbow bolt still lodged in the victim's side.
Okay.
You also notice several gashes
Oh, excellent.
on the palms. The incriminating information
G-Wolf took the other side. Lana came here with me.
You wonder why the murderer would leave it behind.
And we're good to go.
Chest full of coins was left here locked
And it's another one of those quests where you can outrun the narration,
You can tell that there's
because the
more to
narration
this
won't
than meets
overlap with itself. So if you just keep hitting triggers, she'll just keep talking.
murders than answers. As you turn to leave, you hear figures
Alright,
clambering
off we
inside
go.
the building. You strike down the last of this group of Dask thugs and check to make sure there are no more nearby. Now to leave the way you came.
Oh, he's already like all the way over there.
Learned all
I'll
you
just
can
wait
about
here.
These first 2 crimes. You head back to the Wolf Gate, where Zealot
Because by the time I get to him, he'll have already killed everything. So we'll just leapfrog ahead here.
Burrows deeper into the heart of Cog's Gate.
We'll talk to this guy just in case he didn't already. Alright,
The
he
door
did.
to the pawn shop is unlocked, just
Gather
as were
clues.
the other crime scenes.
We can just see
Inside,
him
the
progressing
shopkeeper's
here.
body lies forgotten
Now
alongside
we wait
all
for him to
the other
kill the
cast
gang
members.
members, and then we can move
The
on.
murderer could have emptied the pawn shop, and yet only Mord's life was taken. Armed with your findings, you wonder,
Off we go.
All these gruesome crimes. The last of the heavily armed halfling thugs falls. Another alley stretches before you.
Oh, that's a Reaper. We will pause for Reaper.
The more questions you have, you can only hope that Zulkus Crowspire holds the answers you've been seeking. A tiefling stands before you, with a face you remember from your recent adventures. Despite
I
your
forget
own
this
shock
quest
meeting him again,
does the weird thing
Zulkus is
where,
willing to answer your questions about the
like, multiple times, both that guy and the initial quest giver will loop on their first option. So you can't just hit the first option to get through their dialogue. If you do, they're just like, can I ask another thing? Okay, first question. Okay, first question. Okay, first question. It's just like
now to meet up with Zealot.
like that one. Like, you just talk to her. She's only telling you, like, one thing, so it doesn't really matter what happens after that. She's just giving you information, and that's fine. You get your information, and you move on. Whereas the other ones are like,
Slashes on the palm.
you ask question 1, but in order for it to actually do anything, you actually need to ask question 3, which it never gets to. You don't, like, exhaust the options and get back to it. It's just like, ask question 1. Wait, I need to ask you something. Ask question 1. Wait, I need to ask you something. And you just loop, as opposed to coming here and being able to just like, what do you have to say? Oh, that's what you have to say? Thank you for saying that. And then they've said it, and then you move on.
Especially since a note in the margin talked about cleaning up loose ends.
So I
Ledger
think
told you what you needed to know. The victims
this
all worked
for the
him.
last bit of extra bonus
Too
XP.
much about his operations down in the cogs. You strike down the last of the attackers.
All right.
You can't let these petty thugs hold you back. Not when you're so close to the truth. The secret
And
door
we've got like 30
slides
seconds
open,
left on shield.
revealing a Medusa. Oddly enough, she doesn't seem surprised to see you. Instead, she motions for you to enter. You catch up with Zealot and fill her
back
in
here.
on the clues you found so far.
There we go.
She points you towards an alleyway northwest of where the goblin was last seen.
And now we get to
Familiar
kill
voice
these.
echoes from behind this door.
What part of make it look like an accident didn't you understand? And leaving your signature behind
Oh, all
was
right.
beyond stupid.
Complete.
Now Zelith is onto us. It's only a matter of time before she and those adventurers come barging in here.
Zulkus quickly casts a dimension door. The
Got him.
tiefling and the goblin disappear through it.
All right, out we go, and in we go to the next. Best laid plans.
This adventure, like so many others,
Get him walking, and
in a tavern.
we can buff in front of the grate,
Supposed
as
to
is
be a
tradition.
Scuttlefort employee here. He'll give you.
It's interesting how these different traditions work out.
Victor asked you to
Or
wait
not
for him
traditions,
outside.
I guess we'll just say
Looks like getting inside his
ways to run the
warehouse
quest.
won't be a problem.
Like, normally you would buff at the door, but in this one, because you talk to the NPC and then you have to wait for him, the natural gathering point then becomes not the beginning of the quest, but here, where there's the gate.
None of my business.
Which I suppose is still very near the beginning of the quest, so it's not that big a difference. But it's still just an interesting quirk, we'll say, of
Victor
how people do
comes
things.
at a flimsy-looking grate. Then he hurries away, disappearing into the night. That must be your way inside. Time for you to investigate the warehouse.
Alright, so it's not here. Alright, Stygian, this is fine. So I used to look all over the place in here. But you don't need to. There are only certain spawn points for it. So over time, I've just kind of learned them. Not through any deliberate, like, oh, I'm gonna train and just keep rerunning it to figure it out, but just, I've run it enough times that
According to this
I
legend,
just kind of remember the various places that it could be.
office upstairs for
So like, one of them is like on this crate, and then this time, its actual location, as you can see, is right there on top of this middle one.
a scream cut short.
I'm just gonna break some more boxes,
You hear a gruff voice howl.
because the next part they don't really need me for.
Responds. What of it? The
blighted gnoll bounces around.
The roof is on fire!
Okay, so they're moving forward, and I can rejoin them. I don't even need to go forward to rejoin them. I can go backward to rejoin them,
We still have to
because that's just how this quest works. I'll go over to the elevator, not the elevators, the ramps over there, and once we're at the ramps, I'll be attacking stuff from the other side, as long as I don't show up too early.
Victor.
If you show up too early, like, the doors won't open.
What's all this?
So, let's see.
We have a security breach! Quickly!
There we go. We have shown up exactly when we meant to.
This is one of Vaught's prototypes! Make me
Here we go.
completely invincible!
Let's get our Dance of Death down.
Presses a button, and a sphere of force closes in around him.
You think you're clever, but you're nowhere near as clever as Vaught. His resources
Lots of
are
AoE.
limited.
Not as much as the Warlock, but
More guards show up. Just
alright.
like that.
Off we go.
Wait, now how do I get out? I'm stuck here?
Victor clearly didn't think this through.
Okay. So the good news is that I might be able to land my trips
Victor tries to do just that.
onto these guys to make the optional easier.
The dimensional anchor he put in place. It's going nowhere.
Work, damn you! Work!
Victor mashes the button on the magical device in frustration.
Go.
Nothing happens. A familiar voice
So the
comes out.
easier it is for you to actually have crowd control that will land on those guys, because being golems, there's not a lot of crowd control that will. They're immune to most things. Then it gets trivial to actually get your optional done here. Come on. Yeah. Web worked on the other one. We'll see if I can land a trip in here. I could not, but the web worked.
Continues.
Oh, is that a fire? Nobody goes in or out until we find them. Don't just stare there gawking. Move!
You hear the ominous hum of a dimensional
Okay. Gotta kill all the things.
Victor directs more guards away.
They went downstairs.
We'll focus the Plague Reaper.
It's a secret lab. After them.
Alright, we're a little bit down on breaking things. So once we get up the stairs, I'm actually going to prioritize breaking things
A hissing, chilling chant.
so that we don't finish without it.
Somewhere below.
And we only need 9, so 2, 3, 4.
As this chant continues, forge wraiths coalesce in the air around Victor. Panic screams
I missed the jump, but that's fine.
indicate rapid losses.
Those barrels will take care of it. Oh, wrong button. I meant to hit sprint boost, not haste boost. Sprint boost or a haste boost doesn't help me at the moment because I'm not in the fight. Oh, for some reason I thought they had already spawned and been dealt with.
I'm coming out. Perhaps we can make a deal.
Guess we were down one.
Victor presses the button on his Vaunt prototype. The magical
There we
barrier
go.
around him
So I actually did end up doing okay on my kill contribution. And we all broke stuff, we all killed stuff. Group's just going well, firing on all cylinders. Alright, we have an ad starting soon, so we're gonna click it a little early while we have to deal with the initial running around in this quest, where there's no like fighting or anything. So, we'll see you in a moment,
Those Dusk thugs were loitering near Club Coffee. But this is boring.
and we are off to the races, of course, for anyone who is watching on YouTube or otherwise not seeing Twitch ads.
A group of wood
I actually don't know how YouTube does ads on live streams.
must not be on the guest list. The bouncer opens the front door, allowing you to enter Club Clockwork.
The dusk thugs lurking outside have set the assistant's nerves on edge.
But actually, maybe that was a bad time to run ads, because when you have a group, you're more able to do this initial part without really any difficulty. Or rather, well, it's never difficult, because you just have to run around and talk to a couple people. But get through it much more quickly. Just because, well, got more people to take care of it. But I think I'm going to head over here to do the optional, because I do have the disable device skill to fix the lever.
The employees report nothing
Oh,
terribly
so does he.
unusual.
Or he's got repair.
That all is quiet in the nightclub.
I'll do the rats then. Well, he handles the main. And I'll also be in a position to help with the main as well.
Fenwick is relieved to hear that the club is safe and secure. He gives you permission to approach Regina. You notice a sign on the door.
Okay, here we go.
Infestation. Exterminators have already been contacted. Do not.
That's a lot of rats.
A piercing alarm reverberates throughout the night. Regina turns
Alright,
to you
where
with
are they?
surprise. The alarm!
Oh, excellent.
Someone's breaching our magical wards! It must be an attack! Quick, adventurers! Do it
So,
do fast!
if you're really trying to speedrun this, you don't actually need to kill everything that spawns. You only need to kill the harpies. So if you have spells that can snipe the harpies out, like if they're not immune to, say, insta-kill spells, you can do that.
Throughout the nightclub. It's encore. The main stage must be under attack.
And so, while I'm not quite going to trail all this stuff behind me, I did focus that one down first so that this stuff would spawn, just in case my other party members were here before me.
The defeated gargoyle cackles and rasps. I have failed,
Alright,
but the others will crush you.
we're just going to run over to somewhere else, because we don't need to rest before this next section. Also, welcome back from ads. Anyone who is stuck in ads
You have a moment to rest.
will be over here, waiting for the next groups to spawn. I don't remember exactly where they spawn, but we're just going to take up a position not in the first room. In fact, we'll head over to this room.
The magical alarm
Oh, there we
triggers
go.
once again. Dusk's attack on the nightclub has resumed. More dimension doors have opened nearby.
You're going that way? I'll go this way. Hello, how are you? There is a Carnage Reaper in here, but we're not too concerned about it.
Once again, harsh sounds issue from the direction of the stage. You hear panic shouts, screams, and snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes? Stop spinning!
The attack is finally over. A peaceful quiet descends over the nightclub once more.
There we go.
Now you can finally talk to Regina. For your help in keeping her and Encore.
Yeah, it looks like we would have made... I did my ads wrong. I thought with all the extra running around that the quest would take longer than the time before the next set of ads, but I had 6 minutes, and the quest only took 4.5. Which means I could have run ads during the long RP session in the beginning of the next quest. Well, I suppose it happens. Sometimes you have to make mistakes in order to learn, and what I've learned is that if your group is splitting, that quest is under 5 minutes. So I will be better able to handle it in the future. Of course, one problem with this next quest is that it hates me. And by it hates me, I mean it hates everyone who is melee. This whole quest just does not like melee.
Next to a sky
Which was turned down due to your
This is about your request to join the Platinum Concord, which was turned down due to your lack of
Master Maker Fingers and Plasma Core. I don't remember where they drop.
I prefer audacity.
Unless I have farmed a specific item, like Target farmed it, I generally don't know what drops where. Like, I know Sharn gear drops in Sharn. Like, I know which chains stuff drops from. But individual quests in the chains? No. No, not so much.
Are those Zendrick bloodhounds sniffing at your heels?
What is this?
You're exposed, Mr. Vaught.
Why do I have an
Not
alert?
for long, my friend.
Oh, that's the alert.
Allow me to demonstrate.
That's fine.
Isabel,
You can ignore that alert.
please come in.
Alerts about other people going live are not particularly relevant while I myself am alive. Am alive. Well, hopefully I'm still alive, but am live, as in broadcasting. So we have 2 points. That gets us, I don't know, some stuff against favored enemies.
Your house clean when I am not present.
Some positive spell power. Move speed while sneaking, just in case I want to sneak. Or, of course, a Thrill of the Hunt. Thrill of the Hunt's actually decent because on a healthy target, it's basically 3 damage for half the fight.
Watchman releases a strange whooping bark, and the darkness around you erupts with a choir of menacing responses.
I actually get to participate.
Damn us for fools!
Lucky me.
The old man produces a bow from somewhere.
Oh, never mind. He's slightly too high to hit. It's just like I'm sitting here swinging and it's not doing anything because he's just slightly too high.
You've dispatched Vaught's first
Just a tad too high. We will put up magic missile immunity because we got hit with a couple sets there.
for half measures. Casper wheezes out his words. Ooh, reminds me of my days in the last war.
Alright, off we go.
Chest pain.
And yes, I was at the wrong alcove there. I forgot that you need to go to the second one. The second one is where the stuff actually
To
is.
help rescue Isabel. To do that, you'll need to clear the way so Casper can follow safely. He says to head to the southeast, grabbing a source lead first.
Alright,
will
so
help
he's at the bridge, so I'll go for these guys.
Don't forget, shouts Casper. Those source leads can't go too high or too low without losing their enchantment. Keep
Alright.
out of the fog and don't try to push over the higher walls.
Get back
and
here.
You'll be fine. Show those brutes they can't mess with my girl.
Movement abilities while on source leads are just kind of weird. Like, I'm glad that they work, but it makes no sense that they would work. It's just like, oh yes, I will spring attack on my floating platform.
Goblins.
Presumably, like,
Goblin glides
you've got some sort of magic magnetism that when you leap forward, it follows you. Just like, I'm gonna jump off, and then it, like, is like, no, you're still here with me.
He's made mincemeat out of your fleabag gnomes. I told you the direct approach wasn't gonna work. I'm gonna go bait the hook on my plan.
There we go.
goblin meat. Vaught's
Hi.
to work together as a pack. The Nora snarls as he runs after his retreating comrade. A mob of gnomes and goblins have taken up
Alright.
positions atop a nearby wine shop. You'll need to clear them out for Casper to pass safely.
So we're just gonna skip ahead here a little bit.
Snarl. We cannot look weak. No. Those who look weak die first. Always.
It's the stupid who die first, dimwit.
Hi.
Replies the goblin.
Let my flying pets soften them up. Now move before the fireworks start.
A swarm of bats.
Oh wait, there's a caster over here.
Some kind of metal glints on their bodies as they flit about, blocking your path. One ambush down, but more to come, I'd wager. Shouts
I still, like, just always grab the collectibles because they're there, even though I've almost never used them.
nearby bookshop.
But the thing is, they're one of those things that you really just need to grab as you go, because target farming them is, we'll say, less than ideal.
Exploding
Like, if you really need one of a particular consumable, there's a lot of annoyance in trying to get one.
mutters Casper.
Now, obviously, you can trade, like, talk to guild members and be like, hey, I need 5 such and such, and they'll be like, okay, yeah,
Mercenary.
I've got some of those.
There.
But sometimes they might not have some of those.
Fire cannon waits for you near old Tully Tower. swarm over the tower itself.
Alright, here we go. We're just coming around here, killing individual dudes.
Casper calls from behind. Mage fire cannon! Must have been holding that reserve.
It's actually funny his how naive he is about just how rich Bont is. It's just like, oh yeah, oh those are expensive. He must have been really holding that one back. And then it's just like, no, no. He is private army level rich. Oh look, a bot. Banned. And we have plenty of boosts because we haven't had to use them because the rest of the party is killing stuff before I can. So, yeah, we're just going to move forward without resting. I'm going to go to the furthest away one.
Is there any end to Vont's mercenary army?
I'm just going to ignore that there are guys behind us. And go for the mage cannon first. Then we'll move over here next to the caster so that we can hopefully strike through more things. Oh, I'm surprised he came for this one first instead of clearing the others.
Casper gasps in surprise as he reaches the wreckage of the mage fire cannons. 3 of them!
I gotta say, having tried it this life, the healing past life is actually pretty solid. Now, I wouldn't take it over, like, on a two-handed fighting. I wouldn't take it over that because you actually get damage from that. And I don't need the hit. But having extra, like, I think it's 6 damage is a lot. There we go. Oh, see, based on their spell point totals, they didn't shrine either. Maybe they just stopped to break boxes.
You should have stuck with my plan, Fleabag.
You're my next meal, goblin meat. Right after these outlanders.
Gish charges to the attack.
Okay, let's see what we can do about
Before you can finish him off,
a little bit of burst damage.
A tiefling sorcerer completes his spell on a ledge above you. Gish vanishes, reappearing at the sorcerer's side. Another quick gesture, both the tiefling and the North vanish from your sight.
No, this is just more random goblins.
Slowly drifts up. Isabet's body lies upon the sled, completely still. The goblin is nowhere to be seen. The goblin's voice calls to you across the gap.
That went about how I expected, so that leaves just little old me. A great big bounty, no partner to split it with, and some
Come on.
nice payback on the side. I'm all ready for you, so come on over. Hey, ow! Cut that out!
Alright, let's see if we can find him.
Screams Urk as he tosses down a smoke bomb.
What's actually pretty strong here is any sort of dot. Not only
Fish in a
do you get damage on him while you can't see him,
I see you.
but
This
you can actually see the damage numbers popping up over him to see where he went, which is very handy. Alright, where is he? I'll let the others run around. I'll camp out here until I see him spawn.
The goblin crumbles in a heap.
There we go. They got him.
Now that you have time,
Now these guys bug out.
you notice the assassin source leg
Not like
beside
there's
his
a bug, but bug out as in run away.
of Isabet,
I wonder what that term is from.
but all is not.
Because that's an older one. Master Maker Fingers and Plasma Core is what he said he was going to be doing.
She's gone! Gone!
Says the goblin.
Twisted Willow. I used that I think I used the legendary version of that on a bow life a while back. It has elasticity if I remember correctly.
Sorry, sweethearts. Them's the breaks.
Yes, elasticity. Crit multiplier. I had a ridiculous crit multiplier that life.
Remember this? Jack Jibber's blade? It's why
Off we
get
go.
to keep meeting like this.
Alright, now we're flagged for Sharn 2, if and when we want to take it. Now, Cogs is a thing that we could be doing. Alright, we'll do this. Since we talked about it earlier, it does have decent uptime. We want reagents, because we found out that we actually never grabbed Ranger level 4 reagents. So we can do that now. Not many, because it's not like I'm spamming attack spells. If you're on any sort of build that's like only buffing, as opposed to using spells for attacking in battle, then you can get away with very few spell reagents. Not that they weigh much or cost much, so there's really not a lot of reason to not... Wait, how should I phrase that? There's not a lot of reason to avoid buying a full stack of them. But, I don't know. It somewhat feels like a waste to buy 1,000 stack of reagents when I'm probably only going to use another like 50 this life. Because buff spells, it's like, well, I'm going to use one of these per quest. Maybe you'll use like 4 of them if you have several buffs that are at the same level and all use reagents. But unlike, say, attack spells, where it's like, well, I'm going to use one of these per pack of guys, or 2 if it's a weaker spell or you're running on higher difficulty and it's going to take 2 spell casts to kill them. So I'm down to just do them all. Alright, off we go to Cogs. Alright, guess we'll start over here. Interesting, I hadn't actually looked into the split that way for which things in the Cogs are 15 versus 16. Apparently the 16s are all on the far east side, and the 15s are the more western ones. So that's good to know for future reference. Oh.
You can see magic
And a tiny bit of free XP.
Magic supports its towers, powers its sky coaches, and adorns the trinkets.
Yeah, I can see that most of these quests, you'll have high uptime on Thrill of the Hunt.
An ordinary city dweller can't afford a simple repair spell.
So we're just going to start this, because I saw that they're on their way. Like, the only risk here was that
Making your way into the
I was not on the same page, and they were going to a different start. Like, I think some people start Wraith Callers,
creatures loyal to death.
but this is where I generally start.
Hobgoblin ruins. Perhaps
And they were on their way here. That's why I opened my mini-map there. It's just like, wait, let's just make sure
dust goblins are
that they're headed the same place I am.
they immediately
There's another one up here. Hello. And they get fingered before I can hit them. Of course. Alright. Lots of opportunity here to pick off, like, the low health ones that get left behind. Sometimes I'm the guy in the front, like, leaving guys at half health for others to clean up. This time, I'm the cleanup.
rigging explosives to a large heap of
which I, of course, don't have a problem with, because it's a pretty clean way of doing quests. Isn't that the person with the AoE is going to go through and kill a lot of things, but some stuff will be left alive. And it's much easier for just someone to do cleanup than it is for the person in front to be constantly backtracking to make sure they've got 100% of the things killed.
Strange artifact that they were trying to unearth.
So,
You pull
we're
the
all...
lever,
It's one of those things that
flattens the remaining
you really need a party to be on the same page, because some people would really dislike this. I am not one of those people. I think it's a good way to run quests. So, and I'm fine with being in either role. It just, you know, depends on, well, depends on what kind of build I'm running that particular life. There we go. Nice and clean. Get some loot. Get out. And if you didn't know it about this quest, this is one that has a bugged exit. Like, you have to recall out. You can't actually use the exit. Which is funny because it's a mistake I've made too, that you come here and then like you dimension door and you're back in the entrance and it's like, oh, well, I needed to recall anyway, so much for that. Interesting. Is double recall faster than running? It might be. Northwest is Wraith Callers. Let's see. I guess it depends on your load time. Because, yeah, he's right there with double recall. And I didn't recall. So, I don't know. Although his ground route is probably faster than my air route because this one zigzags a little bit. But maybe I save zigzagging, that would happen later. We're gonna see. I think this is a race that I'm gonna lose. But if it is, then I have gained knowledge, so it works. I definitely think the top route is more convenient in that you don't like accidentally run into guys who might dismount you. But if we're looking, he got greedy and missed the jump. So you see there the difference between two routes and recalling versus non is basically nothing, is the difference that you saw. So a lot of things in DDO come down to this, where it's like, especially when you try to like, super optimize things, it's like, no, it's not actually that different. Now, some things are actually that different, if not at first, but they will be. Like, sure, it only saves you like 10%, but 10% over multiple lives and stuff does add up significantly.
Voices grow louder as you round the corner, accompanied by the sound of massive machinery. Worshippers kneel.
Alright, we do want to get on this Reaper, but the Reaper accidentally touched us as it walked by, so we got a slow on us, because it's just like, oh, I grazed your skin as I was nearby, so therefore you get to be slowed down.
You will not deny us our vengeance on the city above. The High Priestess
Come on.
seems strangely untroubled by her imminent death.
There we go. Wraith Callers, one of the fastest quests in Sharn.
He cannot be evaded. He
Off we
cannot
go.
be bargained with. Vengeance will be his. As the Forge Wraith falls, shocked voices cry out throughout the cavern. The cult is destroyed, and the city is now safe from their schemes.
Now, I think recalling here is faster, but I'm still going to take the non-recall route,
More still lurk in the
almost
courts,
just as a test at this
driven
point.
by their never-ending thirst for vengeance.
And I'm also guessing where we're heading next. I'm guessing that it's Thralls, But the next three can kind of be done in any order because they're kind of just all in a little triangle there. Smash or thralls. I was headed to thralls. Yeah, because that is the other option, is that you can go to smash and burn, if you didn't recall here, but I generally leave smash for last. And one of the reasons that I tend to leave it for last is that I will often just skip it, depending on my build, and if my build can do well in smash, because it's got a lot of like individual guys on ledges, so any build that really relies on AoE or has a hard time fighting stuff on ledges, they don't do well in smash and burn. So I often use it as my skip.
It's another group of lumbering brutes attacks the fighting pit.
Now, you do actually have to kill all of those, otherwise you don't get the right quest triggers. I've made that mistake before. I've like run past them, or I've missed one, and I think at least once it made the quest not completable. So we want to avoid that. Gotta kill all those guys. I think the problem is that if you don't kill them, you don't get the quest trigger, and then you kill all the zombies that come out of the pipes up here. And if you do that, then you can no longer get the trigger to kill the zombies out of the pipes because they're already dead.
This is the source of the zombie invasion.
So that is the problem there. All right, you over here. Okay, we're lagging. Is the stream lagging? Stream seems fine, so we blame DDO. All right. Hey, they came down.
A musty, humid draft creeps through the
Excellent.
sewer pipes that
That was a little slower because of the guys just chilling up top, but you know, works
you feel a chill in
after a fashion.
the draft seems to be coming from the western tunnel.
Do we need to kill this pack? No, not really. I'm doing it anyway, out of spite.
The chill
Spite for what? I don't really know. Also, at this point, I'm mostly doing it in order to get the Reaper.
the familiar musty smell is stronger. The source of the red
And this guy I'm mostly killing in case he drops remnants. Because Heroic Soul Vine Horror is just a really annoying type to try to kill. Because damage reduction and other stuff, like, I believe Heroic Soul is one of the ones that has, let's see, what is it? They've got like extra dodge and maybe fortification? I know they have dodge, but fort I am less sure about.
Alcatraz has fallen. His creations no longer threaten all of the spores responsible for creating these
Alright, what rank are we? 87. It is a quick leveling night so far. Alright, so from here, again, parties can go one of two different ways. You can go to Magma, or you can go to the garbage pit, whose actual name escapes me at the moment. What is the garbage pit's name? Why smash? Why are you so obsessed with smashing? Sewer access point. Oh, he recalled again. Why do you keep recalling after, like, every quest? Like, why the double recall? I guess he really wants to smash. Or he really wants to make sure that we get it because it is one of the 15s. So that is one issue, which is that if you save it for last, well, it's level 15. And the other's a 16. And we get to fight oozes, or trash slimes rather. So back to lowest level weapons possible. Because they don't get damaged by the oozes. Ah. I see. That does make sense. So, yeah, it was what I suspected, that he is almost out, he is almost capped for 15s. Come here, you. Okay, yeah, if he's rank 89... Actually, he should still be fine, because these quests, well, they are relatively good on an XP per minute basis. They are very short, so they don't give very much XP each. So that is the downside to cogs, is that while they are quick and it's decent XP per minute, the minutes, because they're quick, aren't very many. So you don't get a ton of XP from them. Like this is going to be 15k, which, you know, you'd think is decent, but, and then you look at how much it is to level, and it's like, oh, like, depending on how close he is, like, he could either have 1 full rank to go or 2 full ranks to go. If it's 2 full ranks, we can hit Smash last and he's not going to waste any XP. If it's 1 full rank, he might.
In the middle of the debris, the Otyug topples to the trash-littered floor. The door to the west opens, and the gnome scavenger steps.
So, yeah, this will be like, what, 16-ish? 17.
To the gnome scavenger.
Alright. So yeah. It's like, that's 17, but like, to get to the next rank, I need 45. So yeah, we are headed toward Magma, because he probably noticed as well. If he is rank 89, even if you're at the very top end, he still has the full bar of that
We heard shouts from outside.
to get through. I'm glad that they fixed the lava here. It used to be brutal. It used to be kind of bugged, so you'd like kind of pop in and out and take a bunch of extra ticks of damage. There we go, do that, do this, and we will put up resistance to fire and resistance to cold.
These sweltering caves have served as a comfortable home for the fiery beasts that inhabit them. But whatever is happening
There
to
we
the
go.
magma,
Rage, this.
Magma Reaver stands among a throng of other beasts, casting a spell.
Hello, Magma Reaver.
Bellows in rage.
Yep, see, this is actually something I mentioned when we were talking about stuff on Tuesday for which quests throughout. And it's like, well, even though my weapon is Metalin, fighting stuff like this, that is like demons and such, I don't get past their damage reduction because their damage reduction needs both metal and alignment to get past. Like, so it doesn't matter that I bypass their metal reduction, because I don't also have good, or I don't also have lawful, or I don't also have other stuff.
I'm sorry, Master. This master of hers must be responsible for this supernaturally frozen cave. A gnome wizard stands before a humming, growing the jets of air released by the cave are cold enough to freeze even the hottest magma. The wizard turns towards you, startled.
Egad! How have you made it
There we go.
past? Not just my apprentice,
14k,
Boromar
2 minutes.
and my icy minions as well.
Okay.
Well then, it seems that I, Jabazuknako, must deal with you myself.
Oh, one is capped as well.
Have at thee. You haven't seen the last of me.
Cackles the gnome as he teleports away. The wizard may have turned
All right.
tail and run.
Now we can
The
smash.
whirling device continues to freeze. You manage to disable the device, halting the flow.
And one is 16.
You
So,
can feel warmth seeping back into the cave, a sign that things are returning to normal.
that works for him too, because he's capped. Well, he can take 17. And that's just fine. And after this, I should probably take 18 as well, because I don't think I'll be doing like the missing chain.
In the distance,
Let's
you
see.
hear
We're gonna remember to just not
zip booms and heavy machinery.
rage in this quest,
Scarlet Cloak beckons.
because I've got lock picking and trap disarming to do.
This door's hinges are coated in rust. Prying it open could create enough noise to alert anyone guarding this place. Maybe there is a way to get inside.
Key lock
without alarming
ring.
the Boromar.
Interesting red alerting this quest, because the guys in here really don't like grouping up, unless he knows a way to get them to group up, which would be cool to know. Excuse you. I'm trying to disarm some traps here.
The door is sealed shut with a heavy silver padlock. The key may be hidden somewhere among the difference, or perhaps you can find another way to proceed. You pocket the iron key you found. There's sure to be a use for it.
Alright, you. Leave me alone. I need to get through this door. Fortunately, this door is easy to get through because you just kind of
You jangle the iron padlock.
come around
The door
here.
remains tightly sealed. There's no way around it this time. You'll need a key. As you enter the room, you hear someone barking orders from above. Intruders! Protect the special cargo, you ninny hammers! We'll make them pay for messing with the Boromar fan!
There we go. Drop some AoE on him.
The leader of the smuggling operation falls to his knees, overcome with pain. Now, to take care of the special cargo they were smuggling.
Alright, interesting. It looks like the guys at the start of the quest de-aggro. Because once we killed all those spawns there, we're down to green dungeon alert.
The few remaining halflings scramble out of this chamber, screaming in pain. The Boromar are gone for good, but there are still forge wraiths to slay. The air grows warm around you as you enter this room. Forge
That's right, I
wraiths
forgot that
trip
there are
through
traps
the
here that you can do.
Their rasps growing louder as you approach.
That... No, that's just the first one. Alright. Full trap bonus too. Very nice. So we need to kill Forge Wraiths. We need to break this special cargo. Plus, we get to hit a button. And the button makes it so we can actually get loot. Not that we need all the loot here. Alright. Special
last
cargo.
of the special cargo crates is smashed.
So now the quest will complete as soon as we kill these guys. Well, not necessarily like these two guys, but as soon as the party collectively kills all the Forge Wraiths. And Uwana has made it in after leveling, so that's good. Alright, where's the other guy?
Forge Wraith
Oh, there we go.
dissolves into a smoldering cloud of smoke.
We didn't push all the buttons, but that's fine. Where do we go from here? What is the route from here to the last two? That's the lava forge. I guess we go to here next. What is that? That's the one with the students. Alcorn's Forge. What is the name of that one? It's the one with the students and all the pipes and whatnot.
My prospective investor was not impressed.
Oh,
His
leave me alone.
objections? My prototype cost as much to make as a skilled workman earned in a year. The cost was due to the Caneth crystal, of course. I had to find another way.
Hello.
A cheaper way.
Alcorn's Forge staging area. Just gonna do a quick drive through here. This is, if you're not familiar with it, this is actually the hub that you get to the raids from for the Sharn raids. Okay, so this is not the usual order that I would do them in, mostly because I would not do Smash there, so I'm not used to coming from Smash.
Only one of my
But I think coming from
necromancers
Smash, this
survived.
is the better way.
Lay there dying, burned beyond recognition.
Turn too
His
early.
last strength, he chanted something over and over in a strange tongue. One of the apprentices said,
Alright, roll
"It's
call.
a curse. A curse on me."
You expected to find Forge personnel hard at work in this.
Now we
room.
definitely want magic missile immunity in this one. There's so many magic missile dudes. But they also cast non-magic missile force spells, so.
A group of Moorgrave University students are lost inside the
Which
forge.
way did we get?
You need
We
to
got left
turn
pipe.
back. This cavern is bare aside from two circular doors, one of which stands open. You'll have to navigate the forge by using the pipe system. Hostile security drones patrol the pipes. It
I think
looks
this is
like
the wrong
lost
way.
students have triggered the wing's alarm
Yeah.
system.
It's also something with my video settings that... Oh, that's a Reaper. Exhaustion. Something with my settings that it's way darker than it should be, which makes it harder to find my way around places like this, because I can't see anything. Which is a little bit frustrating, but, you know, you do what you can. Also, being exhausted makes it annoying to fight things. But, fortunately, we're not solo, so it doesn't matter that
Back to
much.
the entrance.
Right, that's closed, so we need to hit red. So we come this way to hit red.
You teleport the hapless student
And
to the
there's a
entrance.
trap here. Not like a trap and not like you're trapped. But the way down opens. But that's a trap. We don't actually want to go that way. We actually want to backtrack to where we saw the red crystal before. So if you're ever on that path and you're wondering, it's like, wait, where am I going? Well,
That's all.
what's happening there is if you saw the red crystal on the way in and then you pull the lever,
Trail of smoke points
you need to go back to where you saw the red crystal.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
Okay. Hello. There we go. Just tap them once each so they get to be one shot. Soul of Cruelty, you get to be focused down. It's unfortunate that we can't really crit things in here. We don't have a lot of crit bypass.
Captive by Forge security and brought to a holding cell. You'll have to go there to resolve the situation.
All right, and we're already to the last boss.
To the entrance. You fall down a
Fortunately,
shape
we
of
do
tunnel
have
with
freedom of
maze
movement.
pipes. A massive shield guardian protects the holding cell. A student waves at you from behind the magic barrier. Thank the host, he cries. I knew they'd send somebody. It's not what it looks like, I swear. Cold and personal voice emanates from the shield guardian. Intruder.
So the actual danger in this fight is not that guy that we were on. It's the guy that you saw right here. One of the little orbs that is what? That's a champion. Will mess you up way more. Alright. This one is 3 times. And one of these is 3 and one is 5. Okay,
The barrier vanishes.
Alright, it looks like the first one was 5.
Unlock the security door so I can get out of here. Careful though. Pulling the wrong lever will summon the authorities. You make your choice.
There we go.
Pull the lever.
Unfortunately, the route from here back is one that I don't actually know very well, because I normally come from the other direction, coming from roll call to security breach or security whatever it is. The one in the far northeast. Like, there's a way to do it through all the pipes and stuff, but I don't know that route, and I tend to get lost in it. Oh, and I fell down. I'm gonna be late. Oh, there it is. The ramp is right there. We go up here. We don't go up here? We don't go up here. We go in the hole. Okay. We go through here. Just exit to left before you end up going west. Do you mean right? Like, go here? Oh, that's not an exit. Nor is that. That's also not an exit. Also not an exit. Oh, we went too far down. Where are we? We're here. We want to be going the other way. Like, we want to be going this way. Oh, this pipe. It's like, there's got to be a different pipe here somewhere. Okay, now we're closer. Or at least now we're somewhere that I know where I am, so I know the route. But this is definitely not the right way to go through the pipes. Like, I should come out somewhere over here-ish. But I didn't see any other exits from the pipes, is the thing. I'll need to, at some point, just learn that route. Or just not do it in this order. Do security before roll call, and then I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, he's probably already close to the end, because once you get in the quest, it's very fast. But it just takes a little while to get to, because it's so far out of the way. Bonk. We're still down one. Luana hasn't made their way through the wilderness yet. Well, the last fight has started, so...
You've activated the made fire cannons. That should help protect the area.
Oh, he's in. Excellent. Is his dot moving? His dot is moving, so he is fully loaded in. Excellent. Go. It was true when I said it, and then it stopped being true. Go.
Defeated all the forge wraiths in the room. The more can
I think
be
that's
seen
it for
lurking
cogs, right?
outside in the distance.
I think we got them all. So there's an exit right before the map opening to the east, then go straight north. It's right at where the tower is that you jump off to fight the fall over lava in order to get to recall. Interesting. Alright, so we are rank 88. And... oh. Because we went through here, when we recalled, we went here. Send me back to Clifftop, thank you. Alright, I'll have to check that route. So I think I'm good to take 18. I don't think I'm going to be doing any other 15s. Like, there's the missing chain and stuff, and there's Litany that I could do, but between Lords of Dust, Sharn 2, Wayloon, and all the other available things, I think I'll be fine to take 18. And the thing about taking 18 is that we can turn in all of our sagas as well. So let's get on that, and then we'll see how much we have left to do. Advance to the next level ranger, grab all these things. Plus sagas, yes. So we grab that. And we'll take Bluff. Oh, that's right, we have another feat. We could take Sneak and Shadows if we did want a boost with the for a cooldown for sneak attack damage. We don't need combat styles. We probably don't want defensive feats either. No. We don't need exotic weapon proficiency. Let's see. What do we have here? We don't want another improved crit. We don't want to improve feint, improve sunder, knight's training, precision, stunning blow, swords of plowshares. If I wanted to use sickles, swords to plowshares would help. Because I do have decent sickles. We don't want a meta magic. It doesn't help us. Proficiencies, range feats, skill feats, spell focus, spell casting feats. Oh, we have an ad starting soon. Okay, that's fine. We'll let the ad run while we handle some leveling and saga turn-ins. That works fine for me.
Everyone at Morgrave University is talking about Vecna and the Codex of the Infinite Planes. Board the
So, for those
Morgrave
of you who
University
don't get
air
ads,
shuttle
or
in Sharn, and
it's
speak to
told me
some
that the ads are
Gus's
starting
family
soon for a
outside
while
Town
now.
Hall to learn more.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'll keep helping. Cog Saga. XP. Thank you. So what other sagas do we have to turn in? We should have the Pirate Saga from Three Barrel Cove and... Okay, so we've got the Pirate Saga, we have Feywild, we have Ravenloft, we have Giant Hold. So let's turn all of those in and see where we're at. And that seems like it's a lot, but it's not enough to like get us to 20. It's not like 2 levels a lot. It's probably, I want to say most of a level. Actually, it's probably not even that much. Yeah, take me to Giant Hold. We'll do Giant Hold. Grab that one. And let's see, now that we're here, I guess we'll just run to it. So we've got Feywild, we've got Pirates, and we've got Ravenloft. So I guess we'll go to Pirates first, because I believe it's the closest. Now we can come through here, go to here, and see where we come out. So the Pirate Saga turn-in is in Three Barrel Cove, so we're headed that way. Hello. Three Barrel Cove. Thank you. And off we go. Oh, I am missing 2. Oh, I didn't do Irestone. That's the other part. Oh, well. Good to know for future lives. Yes, I'd like to leave. Take me to the harbor. So we'll go to Feywild. Alright, looks like we're going to head to Sharn too. But I am going to grab my sagas first. So, enter the hut from beyond. And once we get all our stuff loaded, Windward Hall. Welcome back. For everyone who was in ads, now what you can get is, or what you might have missed, is that we don't actually get to turn in the Pirate Saga because I forgot that the other quest in it is Irestone Inlet. So we didn't do Garl 2 or Irestone Inlet, so we are not eligible to even skip one for VIP there. But it is fine. Send me to Guild Airship. And from here, we'll go to House J to do Ravenloft. And then we'll see that we still have 1 full level. So, what do we get off of our Saga turn-ins? 2 ranks? Now, to be fair, yeah, I don't normally do the House D quests, so I don't normally do that saga at all. So, but also, yes, good evening, and yes, Irostone is pretty slow on, I'll say on most builds. Just because of the level it's at, most builds don't have enough AoE to do it nicely at level like 6. I still have Sharn Saga. I turned in Cogs. And I haven't turned in Sharn because we haven't done Sharn 2 yet. So, yeah. So that'll be another 55 once we do Sharn 2. Yeah. Let's see. Sharn. I mean, our Warlock said it was time for them to go to bed, so they are not with us anymore. But we do still have Wizard Friend. Even though the Warlock was the one who was really blitzing through stuff at warp speed. Alright, where are we putting these points? Ah, yes. We finally get our crit multiplier. Or crit range. No? No, yes, this is crit multi. And we have 3 more points. Oh, we'll come over here for the level 18. Double strike, offhand hit chance, and incorporeality. Okay, good. That gives us 100% offhand hit chance. And a sneak dice, I guess. No refunds. In we go. Off we go. I wish shield blocked all the force damage in here from all the random guys with rune arms, but unfortunately we'll have to settle for just magic missile immunity.
An imposing figure motions for you to stop. Please turn back. Von Darkano Technic is dealing with a security problem inside this store. For your own safety, leave immediately or face the consequences. The entrance is blocked by a magic field, projected by a modified version of Von's arcana
It's
system.
unusual to have a DC caster in Heroics, just because nukers are so much stronger for Heroics. But it is a change of pace, and I've been known to do perhaps suboptimal builds in the past as well. Like, I want to think, like, what is the last build I did that was, like, deliberately suboptimal? Like, that I was mostly going for a flavor to see it could see what would happen. I think it was the Imbue Warlock build. That's like an Eldritch Knight, but worse. Alright, so there's a crest in here. If you didn't know, you can tab target through that. Okay, and we get to run. So that's 1. Let's see, do we get the robots at the top of the stairs? Nope. Man, it's really, really decided to put them way out of the way this time. I'm going to places that I'm pretty sure are their spawn points, and it's just like, not here. Not here either. Where could it be? Keep searching to find out. Like, no. You stop that. And they've all caught up with me from when I ran by, which is fine. I prefer for them to catch up with me than for me to have to chase them all down. Ah, and the ones that came around the corner were conveniently enough guarding this one. So that's 3 crests so far. There's number 4. All the force damage. So much force damage. Well, okay, it's not that much force damage. There are places with way more force damage. Like, let's see. The boss in what is it? We just did part of this chain earlier. Not Smash and Burn. It's in one of the Gatekeeper's chains. The Tavern Brawl quest. That's the one. Boss in there, if you've done that on Legendary, he's got a spicy force burst sort of thing. As in, like, if you're tanking, you'd better have a force absorb shield because it hits for a lot. I think I can go around the corner and not get hit by you. Hooray! Let's group them up with guys up here.
A small figure cowers in a corner, menaced by home security force.
Okay.
Fits the description of the
More whirlwind attacking. Now this group you do have to kill. Because you need to talk to this guy. Oh, interesting. So, what have you gone with for your flavor build that starts with Monk? Undead Centered Monk Maul build. Interesting. So you started with an iconic then? Because if I recall correctly, Maul builds usually rely on one of the religion feats to get extra crit profile. I was going to say crit range or I was going to say crit multiplier, but I couldn't remember which it was, so I just said profile. Purple Dragon Knight, okay. Sylvanus. 6 Apostate. Oh, that's right. Apostate can do just fine on those.
store manager.
Stop that.
The door is securely locked. You'll need a key to get in. You unlock the door using the key to the manager's office.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Well, if you have good enough damage and good enough defense, then you don't need healing, in theory.
Up to you as he climbs aboard the wooden sky coach. This is the jungle, Outlander. You can't just blunder around breaking things. The people who matter in this city won't tolerate riots in their shops or attacks on important citizens. I leave these barbarians to you, my dear. Give them a lesson in civilized behavior. The sky coach flies off, and the lone remaining Vaunt security.
I mean, there are a lot of classes that don't have very good self-healing.
You search the sky coach dock and immediately spot the notebook
Like,
you're looking for. Surely it contains
even when I
evidence
was
that will incriminate
wizard, like, actually, if you're undead and cleric, you should have access to at least some harm spells. Although, if you've only got 6 levels in cleric, they're not going to be very strong, I suppose. Soloing Harfard endgame not as easy as Warlock. Oh, that makes sense. Partially just because of the type of build it is. I mean, if it's a Maul-based build, then you're not going to have the same sort of advantages that a magic build will have. Inflict serious harm scrolls. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, so he has reminded me that he is looking for Plasma Core, which apparently drops in this quest. So we'll have to pass that if we get it. Which is not a problem. It's not like, oh, we have to pass it because he called for it. It's just like, yeah, I either already have one or don't want one. Just because I don't play a lot of toasters, so I don't place a high priority on rolling for docents. So if he actually actively wants it, I see no reason to compete with him on the roll. Ah, Champion Wisps. Champion Wisps can hurt a lot.
You have a sense that you're being watched. More so than usual. Your
Need to build to
recent encounters
increase
with an unknown
the
impossible
MRR
threats
cap. Yeah.
notwithstanding.
I think Dragon Disciple has some stuff in their... Maybe it's their T5 that lets them increase MRR cap?
This must be the place
I don't
where
recall
everyone
exactly,
will drink.
because as I said, I haven't, or as I've said before, and as remains the case, I have not looked super closely
Turn to head outside,
at
only
the
to find
build and
a
what
man
it's supposed to
standing in
do.
your path. He beckons you over.
But, oh, yeah, as I was saying, like, a melee build is, in general, going to have much weaker crowd control than a spellcaster build. And therefore, when you go up to higher skulls, you can often run into difficulty. That said, melee builds are theoretically going to be much higher DPS than random, like, DC caster builds. So, there's that as well.
It still gleams with the magic of a Shan long
Particularly for single target damage, because I've had a lot of builds, and you mentioned like a warlock build, and that's something I found for like my warlock builds in the past, which is like they'll clear through stuff just fine, but when you get to like a red named with a bunch of health, it's just like a slog. Oh wait, I see her. She's over here. Okay. It's trapping time. Oh, you actually went on Lamania? How was it? What's this new special custom build you're looking for? I'm always interested in like theory crafting. Oh, it's plus theory 5 in tier 5. Okay. Plus theory 5. Yes, I've mixed up theory crafting in 30. But yeah, that's half the fun of DDO is the like theory crafting and builds. So I'm always down to discuss it. It was crowded. Doesn't surprise me too much. Partially because like it's usually kind of an exciting time, and partially because usually people on Lamania are all in like the same place. So instead of being split across like Sharn and all sorts of other places, like, well, where are people hanging out? Well, there's going to be some in Sharn, and there's going to be some in here, and some there, and so on and so forth. Everyone's going to be in the test dojo. So it'll definitely feel more crowded, because everyone's going to be in the same place.
Strange. What's a treasure chest like that doing in a place like this? You find yourself in a small corner of the vast
Hello, rats.
sewers that snake beneath the city. If your suspicions are correct, the mysterious Castar Cannon has a hideout somewhere nearby.
Alright, off we go.
What the cat dragged in. The crouching half-orc barely seems to be playing
So much
attention.
squeaking. I'm surrounded by squeaking.
How's the weather topside?
Alright. How to strip immunity and increase caster levels on Dragon Disciple. Okay. Wild Mage Chaos Mancer. Okay. Alright. So I haven't looked at their spell book. I know that they get a spell book since that's one of their main features, but I haven't looked at like what kinds of spells they get. Is it similar to like Sacred Fist spells where like they get like Fire Wave and stuff like that? Dragon Disciple 12, 4 Sacred Fist, 4 Chaos Mancer. What is WM?
Lady Thora gapes at you like a startled deer. Then she sighs with exasperation.
Dragon Disciple 12, WM 4, Sacred Fist 4, Chaos Mancer? No.
If you want something done right,
Wild Mage
you've got
4,
to do it
okay.
yourself.
Wild Mage, Chaos Mancer. Got it. For some reason, I thought those were the same thing. Is one of them the... One of them's the iconic versus just being the class? We get to fight these guys now. Okay, so they get a breath, second best of most elemental casts. So they don't get like Meteor Swarm, but they do get Delay Blast Fireball, like something like that. Is that what you mean by the second best? Yes. Okay, interesting. That's not bad. How locked in are they to... Okay, come on. It's like, I'm definitely in range of this. We're having lag issues. Like, we're definitely in range, but... Like, how locked in are they to a specific element? Like, obviously, from a gearing perspective, you're not going to be able to do all elements equally, but... Like, is this a situation where, like, you take one enhancement line so you get all of one element, or is this, like... What? Oh, it's like Eldritch Knight. Okay. For their abilities, at least. I'm assuming the spell book they can't switch as easily.
And you're done playing house.
Why is the red named all the way in here? And what is under the water there that keeps me from moving?
That's all of them, at least for today. We need to keep
Yeah, I don't remember there being like a pit here that you can't move over.
If you want to talk to Evan, you need to do it now.
Oh, is it the bottom of this ramp? No. Okay. Oh, you have all versions in the tree. Interesting. I'll have to give it a look once it makes it to live. Alright, he's looking for plasma core. Do we get one? No, we get a conduit of the soul. You want the conduit of the soul? It's not very good. Ah, he re-rolled. Got his plasma core. Yay! Right, and I think we are out of inventory space, so we're going to go sell real quick before the next quest. 20k dots. Nice. Oh. Like, he did respond that he wanted it, but it was after I had already recalled, so that's unfortunate. Oh well, at least it's not like a really big chase piece or anything. It's mediocre at best because it doesn't work very well. Let's see. Sell just random stuff, sell more random stuff. Wait, no, not that one. I don't need that much space. 30 should be fine for the remaining quests. Alright, now we get to go to number 3. Blown deadline. Off we go. Quick cutter, then strip immunity. So wait, so where is your immunity strip in this setup? Like, does Dragon Disciple get it? Like... Because, like, Chaos Mancer is what you're doing in order to get caster level equal to character level.
You arrive at the world-renowned
Chronomancer does. Ah, I see.
Dedicated to the god of wealth, located in the pulsing heart of Sharn. The main temple is
like, so not the normal wild mage tree, but you mean their racial tree?
Priest wants to meet with you after hours.
I did not know there was a racial tree with with immunity stripping. That's kind of neat.
He will deliver you to your destination.
One of Sharn's most powerful men has turned against Lucien Vaunt and has selected you to deliver the killing blow against his new manufacturer. An imposing man dressed in a noble's finery.
All right.
You arrive at your destination.
Nice that the hold lands like as the Reaper spawns or teleports in.
To your surprise, Vaunt's Dura warehouse is a drab and unremarkable structure.
All right, we're gonna ignore the guys that are gonna attack us from behind here.
So you slip inside.
We want to come here.
Stunned silence. The guards scramble into action. Intruders!
Get these guys grouped up a little bit, and we take down the shield guardians with them. And that's enough dead that we can just continue. I think we're going to go for 2 groups at a time here. I don't want to pull a big alert, but I also don't want to fight them one-on-one. Something crit me for 140. This is fine. Hi. Bye.
A large group of guards has formed ranks in front of the tower's low doors.
Defend the doors! Don't let them pass!
Okay, we're gonna get a bunch of ranged guys grouping up over there, which is fine, because behind me is a wizard, and the wizard can kill them. Eventually. There we go.
Pushing open the doors unleashes a wave of hot air. They keep reminding you more of your time down in the cogs than of the middle city.
Wait. If we stop lagging, they'll die faster. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many racial AP I have. I think 15? 14?
The rumble and clank of machinery grows louder.
I have a couple races left to do.
As you open the first valve,
Like, I know I have this one, which is Shifter, and I know I have Eladrin, and I think I have like 1 or 2 more left after that.
pulling the final lever causes the temperature in the room
But I forget which ones.
The system breaks down. You have reached the center of the manufacturing.
Come on.
Disable these poles.
The bane of any sort of melee build is just like, here we have a bunch of ranged slash caster guys just spread out just enough that you can't cleave them.
The machinery loudly grinds and squeaks.
I mean,
acrid smoke pours from the
I think I have
equipment.
I got a +2 racial tome on a weekly roll like a couple years back. I don't think I have a +3.
Arcane lightning crackles through the grating as the device overcharges and melts. The last piece of equipment.
But yeah, you're right that if it's stuck at max caster level 20, then on the one hand it's just like, oh, it's so far down, blah 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 blah. But if you're like trying to make more, we'll say, esoteric builds, what that also means, it's like, well, if I'm gonna get 7 caster levels from like epic caster levels, that means that's 7 levels that I don't need in Dragon Disciple, and I can still get full levels. I'll be at my max.
The massive construct emits a strange metallic grating sound, and several smaller constructs
Alright, little Babbitt goes down. Let's move out of the way. Hi. Okay. It stopped going down once I stopped attacking it, because I have the single target damage in this party. Into the Earth Tree. Oh, that's right, because Wild Mage is Sorcerer, so you have those. We get a few more caster levels. I mean, you'll get caster levels, but you won't get max caster levels until, what, the level 12 and level 18 cores? I think the 1, 3, and 6 cores only give caster level, not max. I know that they used to give more, but they nerfed it. Because I think they used to get a max caster level in the 6th core, or the level 6 core as well. And that was like just considered a bit much. Oh, well, that's going to be pretty cool if they actually succeed in making a viable hybrid. Hybrids in pretty much any game system tend to be very difficult to balance. They tend to suffer from, it's like, well, if they're just flat out better than the pure classes at both the things they're doing, then that's a balance problem. But oftentimes, what'll happen is like, well, we don't need a hybrid. We just need, we'll say, for the sake of argument here, damage. So why would we... So sure, you have flexibility, but we don't really care about flexibility right now. We just need output, raw output. And then hybrids like just can't compete that way. So they often end up in this weird balancing situation where like they can't be too strong, or it's just like, well, they can do everything better than the specialists. But in order to keep them from being better than the specialists, they often end up kind of like a, you know, not good enough at anything in particular. So it'll be interesting if they manage it. And if by hybrid we mean it's like, oh, well, they're just the DPS class, it's just that they do some physical and some magic damage, well, that's fine. They're no longer really a hybrid in terms of role. They're just a hybrid in terms of like damage type. Oh, and as you just brought up, like gear. Like even when Eldritch Knights have this decision usually, it's just like, okay, do I go all in on like the spell power stats, or do I try to get my front number higher? And I think the balance on that has historically trended towards caster stats are better. I'm not 100% sure on that, since while I've run Eldritch Man. Interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting combination. I hope it actually works out well. I think DDO is best when you're able to make viable, like, multi-class sort of hybrid builds. Because for all the complexity of the system, if only the simple builds are effective, then the system's just overcomplicated for no reason. But if you can combine a bunch of different pieces to make something cool, that's the good stuff right there.
Fine evening here in Sharn, says Lucien Vaunt, his voice brimming with confidence. And tomorrow will be
Also,
truly beautiful.
I have a question.
Vaunt will be talking on stage for a while. Now's your chance
So,
to steal
there was a comment left. I posted a YouTube short based on the surprise stream on Monday. And there was a comment left, which was kind of amusing. But I'm looking for feedback on how accurate it was, regardless of how amusing or not that you find it. Do I look like the traitor in the elf army? Because this helpful YouTube commenter believes that I do.
It's simple enough that a brute with absolutely no arcane training can use.
Thoughts?
My charming assistant will now demonstrate.
I'm taking a lot of force damage.
Boss, we have a situation backstage.
If you please.
Actually, wait, let me make sure I'm not misrepresenting this fine fellow.
Well, clearly, smashing it is not how you get the best value for your money. But you'll notice it's still
My guy
has
looks
the
like the
spell,
traitor from the
even
elf
when
army.
misused in such a wasteful,
So,
cool,
I don't know.
Troll says, crestfallen. And we
He
do
did not
have
specify.
extra tough adamantine edition of the device available.
I believe it was supposed to be more of a generic thing. That if there were an elf army, and they had a traitor, they would look like me. think I need to add this to the stream rules, that, you know, roasting is allowed, but roasting is different than just being like an insulting asshole. Like, you need to be creative and funny with it, otherwise it's just being a dick. It's like the old argument, it's just like, oh, you can't say anything anymore, you know, comedy's too PC, you can't be edgy anymore. It's like, yeah, you absolutely can still have, like, edgy, offensive humor. It just needs to be humor. You can't just say offensive stuff and call it a joke. You need to have a punchline. Otherwise, you're just being a dick. Which I think that this was an uncommon enough analogy that it fits into that category. I think it's well suited. It's just like, yes. That was creative enough that I'm not going to, like, delete the comment or anything. Like, if someone just came up and is like, yo, you ugly, it's like, well, okay. That's pointless. That adds nothing, but he had something at least creative to say, which makes it more amusing. And actually have some level of value. So it gets to stay. Although I did have to leave a reply, of course, that they just made a really good offer, and they have large demon women. So, I mean, really, my hands were tied. By the large demon women, of course. I didn't include that last part in the comment, but I think it was implied. After all, I mean, if you're from an elf village where they're all like, we got a bunch of vegan elves or something, it's like, maybe the Dark Lord's army is the better place to be.
You've recovered the stolen beacon.
You don't, it's not being a traitor, it's just choosing the correct side.
Guard the city it had protected for thousands of years.
Just because they disagree with me on what the correct side is, well, that's not my problem. It's neither my fault nor my problem. Alright. 47k. Enigma Core. Want one of these? Be right back? Okay, I will see you in a moment. Oh. I did not notice her. Let's fix that. Here we go. She was under a blanket earlier, so I turned the dog cam off. But now she has returned to bed, so we can return the dog cam. Here we go. Grab this, grab that. Turn in this, and we'll turn in the Saga. Which will leave us at probably rank 94. Yes. All right. So we need like almost 2 ranks. You're not a side in that context. You're the bottom. Look. I suppose that would be true. But there's nothing to say that we can't take turns. Alright, so it looks like this party is over. What do we have? Show point groups we're not eligible for. I think that we will head to... The 2 big options are, of course, Wayloon and Lords of Dust. I think we'll hit Lords of Dust. And we'll put up a public party for it and see what happens. take me to the harbor. There we go. If we get a party and we can go quickly, we might actually hit 20 tonight. But we have already turned in our sagas, so we don't have any like surprise big boosts of XP coming our way. It's got to be all straight from the, well, straight from the quests, I suppose.
Inquisitor
Do this, we do that, we do this. Toss up all these buffs. Let's see, yeah, 14 to 20 x3. I always forget how going back down to like Lords of Dust after Sharn is just like, hey, how much health do things have? Not as much. Everything's like just like falling over.
Their souls are cleansed. However, there may be more of them. We must press on.
Let's see what we've got. So I haven't checked my stats in a while, ever since I switched some gear around and stuff. So let's take a look. So we are up to, switch this. We're up to 36 double strike and 40 melee power. And we are up to 100% offhand hit chance. So we've got that going for us. Right, let's see if we can open this door before we get hit. Alright, let's see if we can open this door before we get hit.
Lies on the ground in the hallway ahead.
We don't have to worry about that because we just break this one down. Here we go. Just AoE everything down in ways that would not work out well for us if we did it in Sharn. But it is older content. It is easier content. So we can do it.
As the path leads down,
I don't know if it's worth stopping for traps, but we'll do it anyway.
And less like an empty warehouse.
Okay. I was too far down. Because this box is like right here next to the trap. Fortunately, we were far enough forward that we got this one. So it works out. Alright, on we go.
A dank chill pervades the lower level. The clink and creak of hardened steel.
Now, that door, you don't actually need to kill the people to open, so you can bring them in here to kill them while you're waiting for the talking to happen.
You will do no such thing.
Just one of those weird little micro-optimizations that you can do if you want to. And if you have enough defense to pull it off. Like not getting hit there. This is of course another door that you break down, don't open, so obviously no big deal on that one.
Acts have been performed there.
Okay, what do we have? You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Alright, there we go. Rakshasa hide. Not amazing, but it's sentient food that gives only a tiny amount of experience because it's in heroics. And sentience from heroic stuff is almost not worth mentioning. Okay. We can't get by without a trapping item. Because I guess we're not int-based, so it makes sense. Do we have... Oh, yeah, we have enough. So we don't need to worry about traps anymore. Like, obviously there are still traps, and we could still take damage from them. But we have the XP bonus, and that's really all we cared about. Come here. Good kitty. Like, we could disarm that trap as well, but... Oh, wait. Why did our trapping bonus go down? Like, it was definitely at the 30%. Had this trap, like, not spawned yet, so it didn't count? Very odd. Maybe I should have had them start talking and then go back to disarm it.
Stands next to a strangely confident-looking drow.
In any
They
case,
seem to be finishing some elaborate
now we have full bonus from traps.
Surprised I am not who you thought I was.
Let's see, do we have the other buffs up?
Told you at the start.
Yes, we
This
do have
is
our other
nothing,
buffs
my
up.
friend, a nuisance. The ritual is underway, and the silver flame
You know
is
what? I'm gonna get my
powerless
dog
to
out.
stop it. So pray, shall we continue?
There we go. I cast Animal Growth.
Yourselves, my children,
You will still be
to
useless.
the glory of our
Remember when this boss was like CR... That's before they did all like the stat crunch though. Unless you're referring to like before a lot of level cap raises, in which case that was a period of time that I wasn't playing. But if you're referring to like before they kind of redid the scaling a couple years back, then yeah. All right, boss down. It'll open up eventually.
The Silver Flame are looking into cult activity in the area. Your help would be greatly
Yeah,
appreciated.
it's been interesting how the balance has changed over time. Like, I know that when some of the rebalancing changes were initially made, that there was a big issue with... Well, there was an issue when they first did the rebalancing that, you know, player power went down, but also all the mobs got weaker. Except I know that there were issues in the beginning that certain mobs didn't get rescaled. The ones I'm specifically thinking of are like the Innkeep on the Borderlands. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, a demon will be summoned. And the newly summoned demons got missed. So if something died, then suddenly a demon that's like stronger than everything else in the quest by a huge margin pops out and just wrecks you. So that was an interesting time to be running that sort of quest. Come on. Stop talking. I will kill you. Alright, off we go.
Dusty remains.
There's an option to the left that we are ignoring.
Far side of the room.
Wow. That's an interesting collision thing. I hit spring attack, and it went over the top of the ladder, and I got interrupted halfway through spring attack to grab the ladder. I didn't think that would happen that way, but apparently that's how that works. Video's always full of surprises. Sometimes the biggest surprise is that it works like the tooltip says it does. But sometimes it doesn't. And by sometimes we mean often. Oh, that's a Fear Reaper. You know, for not having like any points invested in him, I'm surprised that my wolf is as alive as it is right now. Because pets are usually pretty bad. I don't even have gear on him. Yeah, it's interesting that Spring Attack... Actually, speaking of things that have inaccurate descriptions, I'm pretty sure Spring Attack explicitly says in the tooltip that you must have a target to use it, and that is just blatantly false. Requires a visible target and that you are holding a melee weapon. The second part is true. You cannot use it with a ranged weapon. The first part is absolutely not true. You do not need a visible target. So, that's just one of those fun things that we had just mentioned. It's like, sometimes it doesn't work the way the tooltip says it does. And this is one of those sometimes. Now, fortunately, this time is to our benefit. Oh, and just as I was praising his durability, there goes the wolf. Because, well, that was a pretty big, nasty demon. So, because it's a big, nasty demon, it kills the wolf. And that's just how that is.
Flickering torchlight illuminates a curiously well-worn path.
Well, ads have started for Twitch, so we're just going to hold off because there aren't any people in the party. We're just going to go to our BRB screen. We're going to grab a drink. Gameplay will resume after the ads are over in 2.5 minutes. I encourage you to get up, stretch your legs, grab a drink as well, and I'll see you then. Okay, and we should be back from ads. Which means it's time to put buffs back up that wore off while we took our ad break. And we'll put up a fire resist buff. You know, just for fun. I'm going to ignore these guys. I'll get them on the way back, maybe, if I feel like it.
Is eerily quiet.
Or I'll AoE them down on the other end. Either way. We don't need to kill them right now. And in fact, we don't need to kill them at all, ever. But we'll probably kill them. Oh, see? Now look at this. They're all nice and grouped up for us instead of all spread out like they were up top. Isn't that nice and convenient? There we go. And this is one of those cases where Dark Hunter's whole thing of like, well, we don't get evasion, but we take 50% less damage from traps, so clearly it's an advantage for us. And it's just like, no. No, that's not how that works. Evasion means there's a good chance you take no damage. And no damage lets you actually do stuff that half damage doesn't. In this instance, it means things like opening doors, pulling levers, and that sort of thing. And the reason that this popped up was because I just thought of the extreme challenge thing in this quest, which I believe got nerfed a while back. You used to have to pull this lever for like, it was like over a minute, I think. It was a super long channel. And now it's much, much faster. Ah, yes. Monks also get evasion. It's very nice. And Dragon Disciple still gets evasion, right? That's not something they lose for being caster. Actually, what do they lose? They lose Henshin Mystic, I think. And is that it? Do they lose, like, stances, or... some other things like Quivering Palm? Alright, yeah. It makes sense that some of their stuff that operates kind of like spells has been replaced by spells. You, stop being up here just casting spells. And you're a champion too, so they're actually hurting. Okay, well at least our damage numbers are bigger, which, you know, makes the dopamine go burr. Because we now have our crit multiplier. And let's see. Now we get to listen to these people talk a little bit before we kill them and move on to the whole gauntlet thing. Sure we will. Die for her glory? You first. And as you can see, we have like health and mana and stuff. The main reason that we're stopping here for resting is for boosts, because I want to be able to use a lot of haste boosts. And I was down to like 2, I think.
Magic barrier bars entry into a massive cavern beyond.
Alright. We get animal growth again. Get that again. And we get to rage because there aren't any more like traps or anything. Now, the reason that I wanted to get over there really quickly is because they're archers. If you don't get over there really quickly, they have a tendency to spread out and be annoying like that. And we really wanted them all grouped up so they were more convenient to kill. Because that's the worst thing about some enemies in this game. Some have the audacity to be annoying to kill. The good news is that they seem to be spawning on a pretty good cadence, so that each time a group comes up, I have Dance of Death available again. He says as a group comes up and he doesn't have Dance of Death available again. It's fine. They have low enough health that Whirlwind Attack is sufficient. There we go. Here I go murdering again. Okay. We get more, like, spiders or Rakshasa? Rakshasa. There we go. And I think we get archers this time, or is it another set of spiders? Another set of spiders. Hi. And I kept saying it's like, oh, I want the boosts, and then I proceed to not use the boosts on any of these groups because they only last like 5 or 10 seconds, and boosts last way longer than that. Hi. Oh, she's dead already. How about you? You've got 3,000 health. It'll last a bit longer, right? Oh well. He killed my dog. But it's okay. It's only the in-game dog. The in-game dog is fine. We can just get it back. No problem. Okay.
Something is waiting in the lowest depths of Kyber. Something that the Silver Flame does not want getting out.
Alright. R1, Spinner of Shadows. This one is a little annoying to solo just because of the mechanics of it, but it shouldn't be too bad unless, well, some very specific bad things happen. And in this case, the very specific bad things that happen is she dispels my death ward and then level drains me a bunch. Because she can do that, and it sucks. But hopefully we managed to avoid that, and we just managed to clear this. Because we need 25,000 more XP, and, no, wait. I was off on my digits by one. We need 49,000.
Are locked in battle with some kind of spirit.
What, you mean the things that dispel your death ward and then level drain you? Like, there are ways to avoid it, but not on every class.
Spinner of Shadows struggles against her weakening bonds.
Like, there are classes that can get immunity to level drain. That's definitely a thing. Actually, every class can get it. You just need to go up here in Vistani Knife Fighter. All you need to do is put 22 points into Vistani Knife Fighter on any class, any build, and you too can be immune to energy drain. Ah yes, Undead is immune too. That is an excellent point. It is fun when stuff casts like harm spells or necrotic spells on you when you're undead. So it's just like, thanks for healing me, I guess.
Someone must witness my return and survive. Destroy these intruders, my lady.
One of the Rakshasas growls.
We will report your glorious release to the world. Now let us leave this place. You must help us release the other demon.
Like, if the dog would actually have any decent chance of doing anything good if I put points into it. It was like, okay, 6 to all ability scores, Fort Bypass, Primal to hit and damage, a little bit of AC. Like, this one is handy. And what's the top one? Double strike, double shot, attack speed, and Fort Bypass? Fort Bypass, but not fortification. So it's like, well, the problem isn't its damage. Its damage is always going to suck, just because gearing doesn't support it. The issue is going to be... well, the issue is probably just going to be it living. And I didn't see anything that gave it fortification. So unless it automatically gets fortification, it's basically dead on arrival.
You can light the wards again. She will be imprisoned once more. Quickly now.
Hi. Hi.
She returns.
Hello. Stop running around.
I see your game now.
Almost fell in the lava.
You are too weak to battle yourself.
And off we run.
Mortals as pawns. You must have learned something of my ways from our
Dog, come with me.
No matter.
Because I know that you're over there fighting the demon dog, and the demon dog will kill you.
The silver flame whispers in your mind.
Many spiders have burrowed underground, yet they can feel the spinner's pain.
Blue.
And drive them up.
There we go. Let's put this here. Okay, alright, alright. I'll go do the mechanic. Just smacking me for like 160 evil damage. Come here. Come here and get weakened. Oh, yep, there go my buffs.
This is point. Chorus of chittering echoes the spinner's cries. Spiders crawl out.
Fortunately, we have good single target damage, and not only do we have good single target damage, we have good single target damage with front numbers, since she's one of those ones that basically doesn't take damage from imbues. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, well, you were relying on weapon procs. Well, weapon procs don't happen because of her protection spells. It's like, oh, well,
the demon's
fuck me,
voice
I guess.
echoes from the shadows above. Demons of Kyber, hear my call. Protect my children.
And I do always like to, as you saw me do earlier, pull my ward crystals out onto the bar, just because it lets me know, without checking my inventory, how many I have. So right now we have 11. And there are, I think, 9 things you need to hit. So you need 36 of these. So you'll see on these guys that as far as weapon damage procs go, I have evil damage. Oh, legendary green steel. Very nice. So I've got evil damage. I have lightning damage from my imbue. I have poison damage from a weapon. And what's the last kind of damage I have on the macabre one? Cold. I have chilling on it. So we have a variety of different weapon procs, none of which are going to touch the boss, because she is not affected by those sorts of procs. And fortunately, it does not matter. It doesn't matter one bit. Ah, yes.
A feeling of dread overwhelms you.
Feats are tricky as well, although, at least as far as Eldritch Knight is concerned, because their damage isn't from spells, it's from weapon procs, they don't need any of the, like, meta magics on them. Like, they don't lose anything by not having maximized spell, because maximize doesn't affect their damage dealing in the first place. So they can just get their melee feats. Or they can get stuff like Arcane Warrior and stuff like that. That's like made for them. It's like, hey, you hit stuff, you get spell power. And they're like, I hit stuff and I want spell power. That's a great deal. And at least Pierce Adamantine you can get around with Deconstructor Augment. Of course, I've tried once or twice to farm a Deconstructor Augment and not been successful. But in theory, at least, you can do that. Even if in practice it doesn't always work out that way. Hey, we get sneak damage on her now.
The Spinner of Shadows decides to change tactics.
Okay, let's hit these ones in the back.
Spiders, destroy the Guardian.
Yeah, so there are 9, because there's 3 on the back, the left, and the right. So we need 24 more things. 24 more crystals. We have 4, so we need to find 20. Now this in particular event is one that is much, much easier to do on range, because you just like kind of sit here and single target, but just like ranged shot all of the little flame eaters to death before they get anywhere nearby. It is a bit less convenient as melee. Hey you, stop attacking my flame. Hey, how about you attack me instead of the flame? Have you considered that? Yes. Very good demons. Thank you. Very well-behaved demons. Which is, of course, another reason to betray the elves and join the demon army. Maybe they just need a little bit of love, and we'll have well-behaved demons. Of course, this is false, but that doesn't mean we can't say that it's true.
Once again safe. Time for you to finish relighting the wards. The demon chuckles in the shadows.
I mean, you call that cheese, but if you look at the wiki, it still has like the old strategy for when this was difficult. And it is like, bring a tank to just hold her in the middle. Like, that was the recommended strategy. And, yeah. So, you just have a hireling do the actual strategy instead of the brute force way, which is how we do it now, because power creep. She's not that threatening. Well, she can be threatening if you up the skulls. I will say that this quest is generally harder than other quests at the same level, at the same difficulty. Like, if you can do the previous quest on R4, you might not want to do this one on R4. Alright, I still need 8 more crystals. Fortunately, now that we're at the last stage of the fight, these guys spawn continuously, so I don't need to run back and forth from one side to the other side. I can just kind of run laps over here until I have as many as I need. Especially since it seems that she has spawned on the other side, which I think she always does, actually. I don't think that's randomized. I think she always starts on the lava side, not the cave side. Oh, there she is. I've been found out. I need 4 more crystals. You know where I can get 4 more crystals? In the middle, by beating on her. No. Oh, I was too late to hit my shift. Oh, hey. I can use sprint boost. I need 2 more crystals, which is fine. We'll take her to the middle, we'll beat her down. We'll get our extra crystals. Unless the demons like body block her from being able to stand on it. Alright, you need to move slightly over it. You appear to still be immune. Alright, how about now? Oh, sure, you had to jump attack there. Okay, now you're on the flame, right? Maybe? How about now? You're like right on top of it. There we go. It took it a little bit. It was like, excuse me, Mr. Flame. I would like her to be weakened, please. Okay, off we go. Oh, there's a Carnage Reaper here. Oh, my count was off by 1. Well, not 1 per se. I was off by 1, by 1 thingy. By 1, pillar. There we go. Got what we needed. Didn't get level drained. We did get all of our buffs dispelled, but
Spinner of Shadow shouts,
Sometimes that just happens.
but it is a shout of triumph, not defeat. Once again, you are held in an irresistible web of
All right.
force.
The question is, how do we want to finish off the last bit of XP that we need? Because this should be good for 30k-ish, which will leave us needing 15k more. Which is basically going to be any on-level quest.
I called to her across the worlds, and now she is here. Your prisons and your wards mean nothing to her. Tremble, mortals.
Of course, there's another way to do it as well, which might be funnier. Which is, we could just go and run Irestone Inlet at level 18. Just run through it as quickly as possible, and then turn in the Saga. Because the Saga will be worth 15k, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure that Irestone Inlet is going to be fast enough that it's good XP per minute to just run that for 0 XP, but then get the Saga.
What shall I do with these irritating mortals?
Leave them.
Loth commands.
The demon web will soon swallow this place, and them along with it. Now, bring me the dragon shards. There is much to do.
Loth's voice fades away.
I would VIP, except because of the order that I ended up doing things, I actually both didn't run Irestone, and I didn't get the second half of Garl. So I have 2 quests, and I can't skip both. So this would get me to the 1 skip. So yeah, that's why I'm not skipping with VIP. It looks like I only need 5 Astral Shards. That's true, but I don't think I really need to spend Astral Shards on it, because to be fair, I only need like, what is this, 11k? 12k? I might just run through Lords of Dust the second time, because I'm pretty sure I can get that from Lords of Dust the second time. We will bail out of the very loud trailer.
Special Druidic Order are looking for you in the Great Chamber, where you battled the Spinner of Shadows.
Let's go double check Lords of Dust, see if I think it'll give 12k. Members only? That's if I know it. Also, I'd have to run there, and I am already here. So let's just double check before we commit to it. Nope, it won't get us there. Even after we get our bonuses, it'll still only be like 10. It'll be close. We'll figure it out. If I have to like walk into a wilderness and like kill 10 dudes for the last 1,000, I'm fine with that.
Inquisitor Noman waits for you near the entrance. An irritated scowl on his face.
Hi everybody. We're just gonna be here killing stuff. Oh, there's one more.
Their souls are cleansed.
All right.
However, there may be more of them. We must press on.
That's right. Members only is the one where you have to kill the butler, right? I know there's a fast path through it, but I don't remember exactly like what skill checks and all you need in order to do it. Like, I don't think it's a you must have a trapper one. I think it's a skill check one, or it might be neither, and I'm just wrong, which is entirely viable. I'm wrong about a great many things. I try to be right more often than I'm wrong, but that doesn't always happen either. You bluff the woman, then just walk past the butler. Well, I do have bluff, though I don't really have charisma. this, we'll do that. They're dead, and up. Oh. Now they're dead. Grab some remnants, and we're on our way.
Path leads down. It begins to
We're not going to bother with the traps. Or maybe we will. Probably not.
Empty warehouse.
Traps might be the difference between this being enough to hit 20 and not.
Dank chill pervades the lower level.
So if we end up like short 1,000, we'll know, huh? Should have taken the extra 30 seconds to do traps.
A woman's voice drifts up from somewhere below. She speaks Noman's name, and the
we're getting
Inquisitor
closer.
himself replies.
We've got some bonuses going.
You will do no such thing. The Silver Flame has caused enough trouble. Soon nothing I can say will throw them off the scent. No, you will stay here and see that no one gets by. I will go below and assist our guest.
We do have the optional to slay cultists and all.
Stands a blood-stained altar. What unspeakable acts have been performed there?
Alright, kill all these dudes. That's Fear Reaper, so we need to walk over to it. Okay, we got that. That's another Reaper. And since we already paused here, why not? We'll get our 10% or so. Or however much it is. Of course, it's entirely possible that we're getting the worst of both worlds. And, because we didn't do the traps earlier, we don't have enough traps to get any bonus, and we're just wasting time. Which, you know, that also happens sometimes. Sometimes I miscalculate. Hey, we gotta hit over 1,000. That's nice. Yep. No trap bonus because we didn't do the ones earlier. Womp womp.
Stands next to a strangely confident-looking drow. They seem to be finishing some elaborate and unholy
What? Surprised I am not who you thought I was? I should have killed you at the start. This is nothing, my friend.
Alright, now we're looking.
Nuisance. The ritual is underway, and the Silver Flame is powerless
3,500.
to stop it. So pray.
And we need just under 10k. I think we'll get it, because this is before, like, the 5% from the Master's Gift, and before the Tome of Learning and all. So, I think it'll do.
Stand aside. Let my minions kill this filth.
Alright. We get to kill these. We get to kill you. Alright. And now we have to wait for you to talk a little bit. Okay. He's so much harder in Epic. Alright. Now let's see it. Just enough. Received 10,000, and I needed like 9,800. Alright, let's go take 20. and see what our build would look like if we were going to cap. I was originally going to go to cap when I had my original... Oh, wait, not you. I'm thinking, oh, we're leveling up for epics. We go to that guy. No. No, we still need to take our heroic levels. So here we are, heroic levels. Take these, take these. That. Bluff, and UMD. Finish. And one more level. As a ranger, more dex. We already have 11 on these and the cross-class skills, so we have 4 points to spend. We can cast jump, so jump is actually worthless because it's hard capped. Balance, I guess. It was that or a social skill.
Through all your accomplishments, you have
Alright,
the title.
we are level 20.
There are a talented
So, presuming that we were going to cap, which we're actually not. We originally were, when I had the build planned out, and then I realized that my build was wrong because I didn't have crit multiplier in it. We were going to go up here and see what we could do about getting ridiculous amounts of sneak dice by being invisible a bunch. And then it was like, well, we can't do that. So if I need 21 points here for my crit multiplier, then I don't have enough points for that, and I don't have enough points for Trance and Horizon Walker, so it's just like, the build's shot. Now, we could obviously rearrange some stuff to make it more useful. Like, we still have, what, 6 points left? So, like, we could take the points out of here, like, drop Sprint Boost, and just say, okay, we don't care about Sprint Boost. Which is a lie. I do care a lot about Sprint Boost. I enjoy it greatly. But let's say if we were just like, actually, we don't care about this. We can drop the 10. We're just like, if we just want to be DPS focused, we drop these points. We go to a Trance and Horizon Walker. And, like, go from there. Because I've got 6 points left. If we reset this, that's another 10. So, what do we do in that case? We come over here to Horizon Walker. We're going to be dodge capped anyway, so I don't think we need dodge. So, we'll just take... Well, we got to spend some points anyway, so... Dodge. We'll take max dex bonus. Sure, why not? We'll take 1, 2, 3 here. So we're warded against magical control. It's either that or, you know, you get your favorite enemy. And, you know, so we get our trance. And actually, we can recoup these points because those were only there early because we had universal points to spend. And since we're now going here, our universal points go over here. And of course, this stuff is mostly like range based, so we don't care about that besides our trance. And then how many points do we have left? We have 5 points left. So we can put 1 point here for a melee power and a double strike. We can come over here for Merciful Strike, which is probably good. Oh, we can't. Well, we can if we only put 2 points into Killer, which is fine, because we're gonna be aiming for double strike cap anyway, so it's not as useful on melee as it would be on ranged. So if we accept this, then we get now Merciful Strike. What does this give us again? Dex and double strike. Okay, so how much double strike are we up to now? We're up to 48 before we have any sort of epic gear. So that's not too bad. So we go to enhancements. What else did we pick up? We picked up Mark Target, which we'll put over here because we're not going to use it that much. We picked up Merciful Strike, which I guess we'll put here instead of Trip. We'll put Trip on an off bar as its crowd control. We'll put our Trance here. And that is it for that. Now we go to Destinies. Alright, we're going to go prepare spells so it stops popping up that warning at me. It's very annoying. So we're going to go here. We're going to prep spells. Not that our spells are good for anything because we're a ranger. That's like all buff stuff anyway. Alright, spells. Mass Longstrider. And Freedom of Movement in case someone else in party needs it. Here, we'll get Neutralize Poison and Summon Nature Ally 3, I guess. Here, we'll get Protection from Energy? No, I already have that. Hold Animal. Not that my DC is going to be any good because we are Dex-based. And we don't need Magic Fang because we already have it. What does Pass Without Trace even do? Move silently. Yeah, we don't care. Summon Nature Ally, Tumble. It's kind of weird, but I think the most useful thing here is Tumble. Because I don't trust that I'll make the DCs on Entangle. Because, again, we don't have the Wisdom for it. So, there we go. That's handled. Now, if we're going to go here... We're a dual-wielding character, and we want to, like, hit things a bunch. So, we're going to come here. We're going to get Permanent Night Shield. No more taking Magic Missile hits for us. We'll put points in this just to make things more convenient. And we'll get Sneak Dice. Okay, that's pretty well locked in. Now, what else do we want? Well, we're a dual-wielding character. What does Primal Avatar give us? Primal Avatar used to give certain things to dual wield, but I don't think it does anymore. Spike growth stuff. Primal Avatar, like if you want it to be a summoner, which we don't. And let's see. Yeah, I don't think we really want Primal Avatar. We can go Fate Singer, of course. Fate Singer is pretty good for builds that attack quickly. And Divine Crusader, we could go that. We could go Fury, because Fury lets us get Quick Cutter. And Quick Cutter is ridiculously broken. What I don't know is which of these Epic Strikes hit with both weapons. Because ideally, we want to hit with both weapons. So, assuming that we take Quick Cutter... then our last tree will have to be one that we want the epic stance of. And the Fate Singer stance is not good. It just isn't. Like, if it had a lower cooldown than 10 seconds, it might be useful. But it's like, oh, you proc damage around you, good. Scales with 200% melee power, good. And you gain temporary hit points, also good. But this would need a cooldown of like 3 seconds to be useful. 10 is just not it. So let's see. We're going to put another point into PRR, I guess. And then we get... like, we could get Fast and Furious, but it's not that good. It's kind of an awkward charge. If you're raging, the cooldowns immediately reset, and we do rage. So, assuming we take that, and then I guess we can go into Grandmaster for their mantle. Because we don't have action boost to move speed anymore, especially since we don't have sprint boost. So we can take that. We can take... what else would we even have here? We don't have anything that stuns, so that's not useful. We could take 3 points here just for the heal amp and stuff. Oh, or we can not. And yeah, we get another weapons. And what would we even want here? What does the prescient curve feat do? The wiki says it doesn't exist. Wasn't it supposed to be like Oh, is that just like you can use it as if it's a key weapon? Is that literally what it is? Yeah, okay. It describes it here. It says what it does. I thought for some reason that it was two separate effects. It's like, you gain this feat, and you can use sickles as if they were key weapons. It's like, no. So, this is spell resistance, which is not really useful, but not failing will on a 1 is good. So this is not useful. This is useful. Well, it's 3% double strike, which I guess is okay. Or we could take something over here. Or we can take, like, Primal Scream. Primal Scream is nice. Also, Live is nice. We'll take Live for the fun of it. And then we come here. We take Serenity. It comes over here. And then we have to put Quick Cutter and Fast and Furious on our bars somewhere. So we're going to put Quick Cutter here instead of Whirlwind Strike. And we're going to put this here. Okay, yeah, that'll do. And let's see, what else we got? I think that does it. Of course, the trick here is that because my build isn't going to do what I hoped it was going to do in the first place, I'm not taking this to cap, but we're going to take this for just a quick run through Epic Lords of Dust, just to give it a trial run, see how it works out, with no gear swaps at 20. Oh, oops. I forgot to turn it in, so I need to... Where is it? Serpents of the Overlord, Lost at Sea, in the Spinner's Prison. After the Lords of Dust. Oh. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Abandoned. Yes. Hi. And we'll put it on private this time. Alright, R1. We're at level 20. We haven't swapped weapons. We don't have sentience. We don't have anything going for us. Let's just see how it goes. We cast some buff spells. We don't need this anymore. We do this.
Inquisitor
And we do that.
waits for you near the entrance. An irritated scowl on his face.
Okay. Alright. Quick Cutter continues to be ridiculously effective. Stuff does hurt a bit, though. Is that all of them? Yep, that was all of them. Oh, right. We do want to actually use our trance, now that we have a trance. And I should probably not be gathering these, but we'll see how it works. Quick cut our way through. We probably should have hit elaborate parry there, but I neglected to do so. So this stuff does, of course, hurt substantially more than it does in heroic, but not to an unmanageable extent. Alright, do this, do that. Oh, I don't have fear immunity. That sucks. It's like, congratulations. You get feared while there's a Fear Reaper here, so you can't kill it and you have to eat stacks. That is super annoying. I really wish I had fear immunity. Maybe I should swap to Legendary Dreadnought instead. Because Legendary Dreadnought gives fear immunity. So, if I were taking this further, I think I would definitely swap out of what I'm currently in, which is Grandmaster. I think I'd swap this for LD just for the fear immunity, because the hard CC of it is just really rough.
To look more like a dark and sinister temple.
All right, you.
And less like an empty warehouse.
Let's try again. I didn't think fear removal pots were a thing because you can't drink potions while feared. Like, you can't take any actions. So, I didn't think that worked. I thought it was like paralysis removal pots, where it's just like, what am I going to do with this? It doesn't do anything.
A woman's voice drifts up from somewhere below. She speaks Noman's name, and the Inquisitor himself replies.
You will do no such thing. The Silver Flame has caused enough
But as I have mentioned a couple times already, it's kind of a moot point because I'm not really going to be taking this to cap. I'm just kind of testing out what could have been in this case. So it's not really that big a deal. Oh, that's right. In Epic, you actually get a decent health bar. Alright, you're now bluffed, which means we can hit you with the execute. Maybe different kinds of fear? Because I'm pretty sure fear disables drinking potions. I might be wrong. But I thought that was how it worked. And in fact, I can't do the traps in here because I don't have the skill to find them. Which is what happens when you hit 20 and immediately jump into something. Sometimes you actually want gear swaps when you hit a whole new tier of content. Weird, I know, but sometimes that is the case.
Inquisitor Noman stands next to a strangely confident-looking drow. They seem to be finishing some elaborate and unholy ritual.
Are they like the potions
Surprised
of
I am not who you
poison
thought I
removal
was.
that give you a
I
temporary
should have
buff that
killed
makes you
you at
immune
the
to it?
start.
Because
This
that
is
could be a
nothing, my
thing.
friend, a nuisance. The ritual is underway, and the silver flame is powerless to stop it. So pray, shall we
Half
continue?
of my dex modifier. Alright, so yeah, so that's 12 to damage.
Now, give yourselves, my children. Give to the glory of our cause.
Okay.
Stand aside. Let my minions kill this filth.
And death. Do the AoE things. Fluff things. Alright, Growing Storm. This and this. Oh, and I should probably do this as well. Go. We get our execute attack in. Alright. We have a bit of a dot on us, which is annoying, but nothing we can't handle. And now... Alright. Alright, we're gonna hit our elaborate parry. And because we do have the necessary points for it, there we go. Okay, so the build holds up just fine in R1 for leveling. It's not the best, like it's not absolutely annihilating things, and Lords of Dust is relatively easy, but for no gear swaps, no sentience, and all that, I think it does okay. That said, that will be... I did switch to Dex Trance. Because we did hit 20, that was just a trial run to experiment a bit. And I learned that I'm not going to be in Grandmaster of Flowers. I'm going to be in Legendary Dreadnought, because I want immunity to fear. Not close. But yeah, I hit 20 and I respect some stuff around, because Trance actually gets much, much better when you're at higher level. So, what were we taking here? And we'll just take the extra health. And we'll take the extra W, and that's all we can take. So yeah, that's going to be it, since it is midnight here, and we reached our goal of hitting level 20. We started the stream at level 17, or no, we started the stream at level 16, able to take level 17. So we were at the very bottom of level 17. So we got 3 levels tonight, because these upper epics can go pretty quickly once you turn in all your sagas and you hit Sharn and all that stuff, and we got a good group. So that will be all for us. Let's see if we can't send you all on a raid to someone. Let's see. The top viewers is someone playing Dungeons and Dragons online, not the game Dungeons and Dragons Online. Oh, let's see who... Oh, there's a lot of people on tonight. This Thursday is a big streaming night. Right, bedtime for you? Right, bedtime for me shortly as well. You're welcome, and I appreciate that you believe that the stream is great. Let's see. I don't know if I have gone this way. Let us see. What is this? What's this? It's pre-roll ads, that's what it is. Why must you have pre-roll ads on, good sir? Alright. about this one? Also has pre-rolls on, but it's only 15 seconds. So we can manage that. But yes, we did switch to Dextrance, so this is how we ended up putting our points in the end. Because we couldn't go all the way up here, it's... oh. Now we have an ad starting soon. And I'm out of snoozes, and I can't do it. So, I'm not going to expect everyone to wait around 2.5 minutes while I find someone to raid.